El Cero Miedo. I don't know even if I said that right. I haven't spoken Spanish in a while. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AR Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Ryan and Alex. And this week, as usual, it's filled with bangers. Lots of thoughts and predictions this week, especially with the debut of Penta El Cero Miedo. Like the usual, sit back, relax, and enjoy. What's going on, Ryan? How you been, man?
Hey, I've been fantastic, to be honest with you. It's a good week. The weather is trying to kill us right now, but, we're surviving.
The weather outside is quite literally frightful, as some would say.
Not at all delightful.
No, it's not at all delightful. But we got some news this week, and I know I see that you don't know if I want to do this, but I'm still going to do this regardless. I do know Samoa Joe returned to Dynamite on Wednesday, which was the 15th. But WWE did release an unseen Vault edition of Samoa Joe versus John Cena at a house show. So, say it happens. Say Samoa Joe ends up going into free agency. Do we see Samoa Joe make his return?
I think 1,000%. Like, if he goes into free agency and he doesn't retire in AEW, I can 1,000% see him going to WWE for one last legacy run.
And so let me ask you this. With that return, say it does happen, who do we see his first feud being? I have a few names here, and I want your opinion on it. I got 6 names, one being an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
The honorable mention, Braun Strowman.
Hell yeah.
All right. We got Jacob Fatu.
Oh my god, that one isn't. Oh my god, I think I'd lose my shit.
Braun Breaker.
Anyone right now? Yes. Big meaty men. Schmucking man meat.
Gunther.
That one, if anything, that one would probably be the best in ring wise. I'm not just saying that because Gunther's the best fucking wrestler. Period.
Glazer. No, I'm kidding. I don't even want to talk after
I'm hopping on that band train. I'm on that band train until I die.
I can't even talk after the yeetness I had, dude. Come on now.
Yeet.
Dude, I got so much. Man. Let's get this.
Oh, yeah.
And so I got 2 more names. Mm-hmm. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And Big Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
I like the Bronson Reed one a lot.
That Bronson Reed one is probably my favorite one.
The entire list besides Jacob Fatu.
Oh my god, that would just be a collision and a half.
Dude, he was on his Fatu shit. So
on that Fatu shit, man. He's always on that Fatu shit. I love it.
I mean, out of these 6 names, if we had to pick one, what are you picking here?
No, it's Fatu.
Fatu?
It's Fatu.
I think if you want to play it right, you wait to do Fatu and you do Bronson Reed or Braun Strowman, because I think the Jacob Fatu and the Samoa Joe one, I want it to, like, the reason why I say do it right, like, it can't just be something like, oh, Joe makes his return and then something with him and Fatu. Well, after this Friday, we actually might be able to see something like that. But it's more or less like, I'm trying to say, they cross paths like Jacob has with Braun, with all the Braun and Bronson, and like just a few other people like we've seen that have crossed paths with. I mean, we want to see. I think everyone wants to see Jacob Fatu versus Brock Lesnar. But
oh my god!
Never
shut
get that.
Your mouth! Oh my god!
You can't.
I never even thought about that until just now.
Fatu on his Fatu shit against Brock.
The Beast versus the Werewolf.
Imagine that WrestleMania. That doesn't need a title, just WrestleMania match.
Damn. Why the fuck you gotta do the shit you do, Brock?
We don't know if he's. We don't know anything.
Allegedly, piece of shit.
This is all being alleged. We can't. I'm not. Regardless if this is even true with Vince, I still don't like the motherfucker. I don't. I really don't. His booking is horrid.
That was Vince booking him, though. I mean, you can't blame Lesnar for the way Vince is booking him.
No, I'm saying just Vince's booking was awful.
Oh yeah,
in general.
100%.
Like not with Rock. I mean, it was just awful. Like I want to say in my opinion, post Seth Rollins cash in WrestleMania 31.
I think that's fair, actually. I think that, yeah, genuinely, like
Besides that
there were
whole
bits
angle
and
he had with like
pieces.
Sting and a few other people,
Yeah,
that
there were
was about
bits and
it.
pieces in the following years that showed promise, like the Finn Balor stuff before he got injured.
Yeah.
Like certain stuff, I will say, certain stuff with Brock Lesnar I really liked, even when he was booked by Vince. But that's just, everyone likes their own shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was fucking awful, absolutely horrible.
Now,
All
like
my
I
favorite
said,
wrestlers getting put in the garbage can is the worst feeling in the world.
yeah, like I've said before, did not watch wrestling for a long time, but a lot of the shit I've seen from that era when I wasn't watching, it was worth not watching, honestly.
Hmm.
Also
Yeah,
had
you were spending your time better
right,
not watching than watching.
you had people like Brock, Rollins, Roman, all fuck Roman was actually the most hated motherfucker on the
Yeah,
planet.
I can't say Roman for that time.
But like you had people trying to carry. I think that was like more like
Yeah,
an AJ
Daniel
Styles era.
Bryan
Daniel
in
Bryan as
there.
well, yes.
Yeah.
So there was definitely better, but I mean now, I mean we saw some promise with the whole thing with Roman becoming um tribal chief, but then it was kind of still iffy from there until Triple H took over in 2022.
Hmm.
So we'll see when shit comes to or these moments like this, because you could obviously do big booking or failed booking. There was some shit Triple H has missed on here recently, but that's fine.
Hmm.
It's fine. Not everybody's perfect, but to get off of that, to get into some more news, Bad Bunny confirms Backlash will be in Mexico. This came from WrestleMania on X, probably one of the most reliable sources you could get for wrestling news.
Hmm.
Besides, your Fightfuls, Chris Van Vliet's, and your other people. Um, what
But
are our thoughts on this potentially actually happening?
the thought of this potentially happening,
Especially with being in Mexico and how Mexico is here recently with all the violence and everything. What do we think?
um, I think that it would be really cool. I think we see something similar to that, similar to like a Puerto Rico crowd or something like that. But I think it's important that we point out right away that Fightful later confirms later on, direct WWE sources deny these rumors. Like there is no show currently booked
Rumors.
for Mexico right now. So Bad Bunny's off his rocker right now, but the thought of this potentially happening, I'm 1000% for. I don't know how you feel about
I
it. How
don't
do you feel
know.
about
I don't know if it was Backlash 2025, but he's saying at some point Backlash will be in Mexico.
it? I
So
hope so.
I think that's where people, can take that as the grain of salt, or you run. Honestly, you could run back. Oh my God, the card could be Damien and Bad Bunny. Run it back, whatever. You
Mm.
have Penta and Ray. You have
Oh,
Dude. At that point, Ray Phoenix should be here, so you could do Ray Phoenix versus Dragon Lee. Like you could stack that card with just lucha stars.
you really
Basically, what
could.
you did in Scotland with um, Clash at the Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I really like that idea. That'd be really fucking cool.
um, I mean, obviously, we know
Really fucking
Damien
cool.
and Bad Bunny aren't, you know, Mexican, but they're Puerto
Close
Rican. But
enough. Close
that's
enough.
still that heritage that's kind of there.
They
That's how
would
I see
still
it.
get cheered like crazy. Like
Yeah,
I'm sure of it. Like,
for sure. But you know what also is kind of crazy, but I kind of fuck with? The
mm,
YS6 masks have been officially dropped in the WWE shop. And I went on there because I was trying to see if I could find some teasers or anything. And I just looked. I didn't see anything. That's a screenshot from my laptop on here. And honestly, I might buy one. I
I feel
might
like
buy
you
Eric
need all five
Rowan's,
of
to be
them.
honest. All five?
You already have the one Uncle Howdy mask. You need the whole collection.
It's true. That's true.
Damn straight.
Well, we'll talk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
That
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm just imagining like a fucking sick ass wall with all six of those
Dude, I
displayed on
will.
it.
I will have a wall full of wrestling merch at some point in my life.
Oh, so will I. So will I. I've
It's gonna
already
be a
got
huge
one.
man cave of all my favorite
I've
wrestlers. It'll be
already,
great.
I've got a portion of my wall which is dedicated to wrestling right now.
I'm gonna start getting there. I'm gonna start putting up shit at some point. And then some other shit that came through. This dude is. You really want to talk about somebody who's off the
Fuck this
rocker?
dude. Fuck
This
this dude.
motherfucker is off his rocker. Chris Jericho believes AEW will beat WWE on Netflix rate on in ratings in the next 6 months.
which is really interesting,
There's
in
no
my
fucking
opinion.
way.
Hold on.
Raw on
It's
the debut of Raw on Netflix, 660 million people watched. Are you
correct.
serious?
I think that he's purposefully saying shit right now because in around about 6 months, his contract comes up for AEW. So I think right now, all he's trying to do is stir that fucking pot right now because I think there's a chance that he's going back to WWE.
Please no.
I think there
No.
is a genuine chance Chris Jericho comes back to WWE in 2025.
Please no. 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 This dude looks like a sack of potatoes.
You're not wrong.
If it wore a wig,
You're
and carried
not
around a
wrong.
baseball bat, dude,
He needs to go away. He needs to just go away.
Hogan, Flair, all of you, stay away from the motherfucking ring. All of you.
Chris Jericho has officially become everything that he hated when he left WCW. An old dude taking titles for no reason and taking up TV time from younger talent.
Basically. And, I mean, he's not, now, don't get us wrong, he's not the AEW World Champion. By any
He's
means.
a Ring of Honor World Champion.
Right. So,
which granted, Ring of Honor's tiny as fuck, but
still,
why does Chris need a belt?
Why? Yeah, he's already had I would say, an illustrious career.
He has. Yeah, 1000%. One of the greatest of all time careers.
Yeah, I definitely. He's
fuck that. I do not come back to WWE. I'm not a fan of Chris Jericho. Period.
I was a fan of Chris Jericho.
I was
in
now.
The late 2000s, early 2010s. That's when Chris Jericho was pretty solid.
My favorite Chris Jericho was when he had the list. And he was with Kevin Owens. That was the best version of Chris Jericho. Period. That was so good. You just made the list.
You just made the list. God, dude. He's too funny. But then after this, I do want to know what your thoughts are on this. So, what are your thoughts on Pat McAfee completely replacing Corey Graves? Because now Corey Graves is seen on NXT.
Yeah. So there's bits and pieces to talk about when it comes to this, a multi-layered story right here.
Yeah, this shit is still going. There's still.
So I like Pat. A lot of people don't like Pat McAfee as a wrestling commentator. I like Pat McAfee. I don't like Pat McAfee more than Corey Graves, though. That's my thing. I like Corey Graves more than Pat McAfee. So hearing that Corey Graves has been completely replaced and bumped down to NXT for Pat McAfee kind of rubs me the wrong way, but I also see why they're doing it. Because of, he kind of mentions it in a post that I'm sure you're going to talk about here in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pat's more popular, and it's what it boils down to at the end of it. And he's going to make them more money being a vocal face of WWE on Raw.
Yeah, because here's what we're looking at right now for commentary teams. Our Raw is Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Mind you, Pat McAfee's not going to be on tomorrow night because of the College Football National Championship where Ohio State plays Notre Dame. But here's the thing. Here's what's fucked up. No, they don't bring up Corey.
Joe?
Wade's going to be. They announced it on SmackDown. Wade is going to be on Raw.
That's fucked up. See, that's
I think it's fucked up as well.
Because if you're not even going to have Corey be the backup for McAfee, then what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Exactly. And here's another thing. Really? It's just a random shirt I have. Interesting. Where are we at? SmackDown commentary is Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett. Okay.
I like Joe, to be fair. Joe's growing.
I do like Joe.
At the beginning, I wasn't a big fan of him, but he's growing.
But I think if you're going to have somebody run the show like Joe does, which don't get me wrong, great play-by-play. Dude's great with play-by-play. Mm-hmm. But do what you're doing with Vic Joseph. Stick him down in NXT and let Corey Graves and Wade Barrett run SmackDown again, because that duo was stupid good.
Yeah, Corey and Wade was really good.
Honestly, in my opinion, they competed with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee.
Yeah, dude, they competed with if you want to talk about really great commentary pairings. You've got fucking Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. You got Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, Graves and Cole, Graves and Wade. Well, Cole can just go with anyone, so you just take him out of
Yeah,
there.
Cole is just.
Cole's
But
just
I mean,
magic on the
he's
mic.
also been here for 26, 27 years now, so
Yeah.
rightfully so. Dude, he's gonna suck when he fucking retires.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about
That's
that,
what,
but
bro. That's what I'm so fucking
English,
dumbfounded
Ryan.
about. That's what I'm so dumbfounded about. You got Corey Graves right there. That can be your next Michael Cole.
And he
Literally.
works. He's such a good. Corey Graves, my opinion, is a very good color and play-by-play.
Yeah, he can do both.
He could honestly really be, and I'm gonna say this is gonna probably rub some people the wrong way. He could really be the next Michael Cole.
Yes, I agree.
But I mean,
I agree.
I do have the idea in the back of my head of this whole thing with Corey Graves returning because the same as Wade Barrett, he never officially announced his retirement.
I'm pretty sure he's cleared too.
They both are cleared.
I'd love to see
So
Graves potentially make an in-ring return if he's not going to be allowed to
I
do
saw the
commentary.
idea of Graves versus McAfee.
Winner gets to call Raw.
But just to get to the NXT commentary team, it's Corey Graves, Vic Joseph, and Booker T. And we all know, if you've been paying attention to anything with Corey Graves recently, he's fucking livid. He goes, imagine chasing your dream. This is what he posted on Twitter. Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not decided, you're no longer physically going to be able to pursue your dream, which we talked about this injury. Then you dedicate your life to something that's dream adjacent and being pretty fucking awesome at it. Again, why the fuck would you replace him? And then when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, you're being told you're not famous enough for your own job, just in case you've wondered where I've been.
Like, that is a wild statement. That is a wild thing. You're not famous enough for your job. It's just crazy.
And then he tweeted later the next day, watch NXT. I got a lot to say right before he was taking off commentary before the show started. Which, I don't know. I didn't watch NXT. I don't know if that was actually confirmed, but I saw something saying that he was taking off commentary. So
he was taking off commentary. He wasn't there, so.
This is fucked up. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Pat McAfee in the spot he's in because of one thing. The relationship he has with Cole, you really see it on air. And he's, like I've said time and time again, he's the one fan who actually gets to step in a fan's dream of if they wanted to commentate.
Right.
Like, so, again, there's that argument of McAfee, you know, unfortunately, he is more popular than Graves. But that's also because...
Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
McAfee's he was a Colts punter for like 10 years. He runs his own show. He runs his own podcast daily throughout the week. He's on ESPN. He's signed to or ESPN College Game Day. Like, everybody knows him because of football. Which is, I mean, don't get me wrong. McAfee, I fucking love this dude. He's funny as shit. But if you're really going to sit down and look at one of the best commentators you've ever had in history and tell him he's not good enough at his job and not famous enough, I'm sorry, that is the fattest L Triple H has done yet.
Yep, I agree with that one. Because, like, I agree with everything you're saying right there. I love Pat McAfee and everything about him. Like, you know, he's from the home state here.
Yeah,
but
no, he's from Pennsylvania.
Shut up. Don't ruin my point. Sorry. I like Pat McAfee a lot, and he's really fun on commentary. Like you said, he kind of relates to us in a way of being a fan that gets to step behind the commentary desk. I really like that point that you make with that. But I don't like Pat McAfee in, like, what am I trying to say here?
We don't like.
I don't like Pat McAfee at the expense of Corey Graves.
Yes. I was gonna say taking over for Corey, but yes, it's still the same. Right. I mean, there's a lot that goes on, especially
and it wasn't
with
even that he's taking him over, because like they did this in the past where Graves just got moved to SmackDown with Wade, but now we have Joe here, so now Joe Tessitore is kind of there. But you can't really bash Joe because Joe's not a seasonal guy. He's not going to go away for college shit when Pat is.
So Pat's signed full time.
Is
So I
he?
don't know what that means. Yes, I don't know what that means if it's only he's signed full time up until August, or if he's signed full time throughout the entirety of the college football season.
Throughout the
Because there's
entirety
always
of
a
college
point
season
in the
makes sense.
season where there's like I think it's like 2.5, 3 months like just straight of college football. Like every day
Yeah, so
has some
how's he
like
going to
some.
handle that?
I don't. That's the thing. I don't know. That's why I'm
Right.
confused on why
That's why I'm interested to see how
he's
this thing
still with
works.
exactly because I know he's still signed with ES Show. That show airs daily from 12 to 2, and then 2 to 3 is what you could kind of call after hours or after dark, but in reality, it's just him, and his buddies more letting loose because they're not on national television; they're just on YouTube.
Right.
So I think just like I said, a lot of this boils down to the relation that McAfee has with the fans because a lot of the fans are also football fans. Myself, I mean, I am a football fan. I can't speak on Ryan because I know Ryan doesn't really pay attention to sports, but I mean, it's still the why would you get rid of Graves just for some popularity when in reality will always be. I think Graves will always be better in commentary.
Hmm.
It's like I don't know if you ever noticed it, but Michael or not Michael Cole, Pat McAfee does miss some cues, like 100 fucking percent. It's just, I mean,
He
granted he
misses
does come out on the,
cues.
granted he
Go
does come
ahead.
out on the
Sorry.
show and say, or on his show he says, well, dude, they don't tell me shit. I just show up in front of the headset.
Hmm.
So
Which is kind
there's
of
that.
what Jerry Lawler did at one point. Like, if you ever heard anything about Jerry Lawler talking about when he did commentary, he said, "Never tell me the results of matches. I want to go in there completely blind, like the fans do." So, from an extent, I can also see like how or why he would do that and why he's not going in there fully aware of it. But at the same time, I agree with your point. He doesn't know some shit that he should know.
Like, well, when I say he doesn't know anything, like he quite literally knows nothing. Like he doesn't know like whatever. Like he just lets basically Cole take over and like he never said anything. Don't let me or let me go out there and like you know see what the fan or know or like learn with the fans. No, he quite literally just doesn't know. He just
Mm,
shows up for work and does his job,
mm.
which I think is fucked up because again, then I mean we can run this full fucking episode of just this whole thing of Corey Graves, but I think it's still a little wild that you put when you like. I think your best commentator under besides Michael Cole on that 5-man team, if you want to run, if you're that 4-man team you have, he's
Yeah.
not even on the team. He's in NXT. I think Tessitore needs to go down to NXT, but I don't know what his contract looks like with uh, WWE at all because I know he debuted at SummerSlam.
Yeah. You could either do Joe Test going down to NXT or you could just do a three-man commentary team.
I don't
Like
know how
on
3-man
any of the
commentary is.
shows.
I think if you do that, then you do it on SmackDown. Because when was the last time we had a 3-man commentary team on the main roster?
I don't even remember. But they do it they've done it for a couple PLEs. Like I remember the
Yeah.
SummerSlam commentary team was Cole Graves and McAfee.
Well, I think
And I'm pretty sure they do it for a
JBL,
lot of them
because
too.
JBL wants to be on Raw, right? Or he's going to be on Raw at some
Yeah,
point.
he's gonna be on Raw this week.
But he wants to work with Michael Cole on commentary. So, right?
Oh, I
Do you
love
run
JBL on
do
commentary.
you
God
run
damn it!
do you run it that way? Run JBL as your test dummy and see how it works?
I would, if
Because here's
anything.
the thing: I don't know if you heard, but SmackDown's going back to 2 hours at some point.
I have heard that. Thank
So,
God my fucking schedule goes back to somewhat normal. That third hour, dude, it's kind of fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't able to watch a whole show, a whole SmackDown in one night anymore. I gotta save it until the Saturday after now.
dude, I love watching SmackDown for 3 hours. I mean, I get to watch it live, but the point still stands. I think it's better 3 hours
I disagree
because,
with that.
well, this is your argument to the 3 hours is because you have all this star talent. Why not showcase them all on a show and I mean, honestly, and continuously beat your rival in ratings?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong there with needing to get more people on the show. But right now, SmackDown doesn't really have it doesn't really have like a 3 hour like formatting. It feels more like the 2 hour format just stretched out to be really long. in my opinion, right now. That's what it kind of feels like. Because like Raw, I mean, if anything, Raw kind of fit back into that 3 hour glove like nothing happened after this week's show, at least in my opinion.
Well, this week's show blew my mind because of how long it was. But I mean, we got to see. I mean, let's be real. The show this past Raw was 2.5 hours, so we really saw Triple H really go through with him bending the time or the time or constraints or whatever with Netflix.
Yeah, which I'm a
So we
big
really
fan
saw it in
of.
action. But
Oh,
I mean, speaking of it, do you just want to hop right into Raw? I mean, we could run, like I
yes, I
said, we could run
do.
this thing all day about Corey Graves. But I mean, I think we
Yeah,
definitely
let's
need
go
to
ahead
get
and
into
hop right
this.
into it because I'm sure next week when we have our next episode, we're gonna have more
Probably
developments on
more.
this. I'm sure.
Yeah, honestly. So getting into Raw, we see a promo video of the highlights from the Raw Netflix debut. That shit was hype as hell. Um, and then we see CM Punk pull up, and I think was a Chevy Tahoe, a newer Chevy Tahoe. Don't fucking quote me on that because I don't know. Not a car guy, but he walks straight to Gorilla to the ring, and he takes the kid's yeet glasses and yeets in the yeet glasses. I think it's kind of dope. We see a little drone shot of him though as well, and as he gets ready to talk, or as he gets ready for his promo, San Jose just erupts with CM Punk chants because we all know and love him. It's CM Punk, and he goes real quick before we get into CM Punk's business. He just wants to acknowledge the firefighters, the first responders, everyone fighting the fires in California, down in SoCal or in LA and all that. And honestly, I don't know about you, Ryan. I would like to acknowledge them as well. Thank you for fighting. I mean, my
Thank you for that.
girlfriend's sorority, Little, is actually from Los Angeles, and that's where all the fires are happening right now. So she was lucky to get to see her, and I'm happy that she did. But like he said, now we're going to your entertainment portion of the podcast, or in his case, the evening. As if or asked if we watched, Punk beat Seth freaking Rollins, and Rollins is no longer on his plate, and he starts bringing up the his Royal Rumble appearance. Says it didn't go his way last year at the Royal Rumble. It really didn't. Punk tore his tricep because it decided to take a vacation already, although he already had like 10 years off from the company or whatever. I don't know. It caused him to think about his career though, like it was just fading away. He could see, his dreams, go away, but he did the John Cena wave and right into the camera, and then he just starts, he already sees the WrestleMania sign of the crowd. He's speaking of comebacks, speaking of the man who said you can't see him. He goes, John Cena, I can see you, and I always have, my friend. And this is when Punk declares for the Rumble now, predicts his win, and he goes, and you're going to hear my music, and he goes, play my song. And dude, holy shit. We get Burn It Down. Seth freaking Rollins comes out.
Burn it down!
And CM Punk, dude, while Rollins is making his entrance, Punk's on the mic. He goes, dude, why can't it be Rhea? Why can't it be Rhea? Like, can it be anyone else? Why can't it be Rhea? He gets out and stands on the apron. Punk says, take your time to Rollins, off the mic, whatever. And Rollins takes off his shades, and he's got a black eye. He got popped last week.
Oh, yeah,
And
he got popped.
Punk is kind of smirking about Rollins' eye. Rollins goes, look, I know you're not happy to see me, but you cannot be surprised to see me. Win, lose, draw, I told you I'd be in this ring. I'm a man of my word. And if I didn't show up when times got hard, I would be you. And Punk goes, I'm still a winner, right? And Seth hits him with I'd rather be the worst version of myself than be you. And starts listing off some like the worst losses he's ever had in his career. I mean, Rollins is not perfect. He's a visionary and he's a revolutionary. He's Seth freaking Rollins. But we also got to understand, I mean, we didn't see Seth had some pretty low moments as well, like I was saying. The last Monday, he was disappointed in himself after the match, and Rollins wants to take CM Punk's Mania dreams away from him. And he says that he's going to win the Rumble. Now he's entered in the Rumble, and they both kind of say every man for themselves. But Seth says he's going to dump Punk over the ropes, and Rollins says that Rollins has to take the easy way out by throwing him over the top rope because he can't pin him for the 1, 2, 3, which I thought was crazy. And dude, what made this segment even fucking crazier? The Scotsman, Scottish Warrior, whatever, Drew McIntyre, just when I think you can't get any more disgusting, selfish, and then Punk cuts him off, saying, "Last time I saw you face to face, you were in tears and blood, begging for your life. And you get any closer, it's going to take more than 15 staples to close your head." And Drew goes, "This might come as a shock to you, Phil, but I was talking to Seth." Holy shit. And Seth goes, "Punk's invitation is his invitation." And he goes, "Maybe you should both look in the mirror at each other, or look at each other in the mirror." And CM Punk goes, "I dragged your ass around in Hell in a Cell." Um, and Drew says, when everyone was getting involved in tribal combat, you didn't help. You were only worried about the match you lost. And, Seth, being the guy, he goes, "Drew, I got no patience." That comes out of your mouth. And Punk pipes up like he does. I mean, this is what kind of, we saw with Punk in his first run. But he goes, "You don't have time. I'm tired of the both of you. If you want to swing, let's go." And Seth and him both want to throw hands. And we see Drew. Punk Rollins and Drew in San Jose starts walking to the ring. He goes, "No, why would I do that? There's a bigger problem going on right now. Roman's playing chess while everyone's playing checkers." And says he's going to have to step up and take it from Roman. And then he declares for the Rumble. It's a star-studded Rumble. But just to go back on this promo, dude. The entire promo is just it was fire. Honestly, I wouldn't say it was the best, but I wouldn't say, it was the worst.
Yeah.
It was a pretty fire promo. It was very good. And it just kept getting better and better. The layers added. Punk says, "Hit my music." Well, guess what? Rollins comes out. They start arguing. Guess what? Drew comes out. Dude, and Drew and Rollins wants to fight. Dude, holy shit.
That was freaking awesome. It wasn't as good as the you remember the pre-WrestleMania promo that the three of them had together? Where they just laid into each other.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember. Vaguely I do,
Yeah,
I will say.
Yeah. I don't think this was as good as that one, but damn. Put these three in a ring together and they are just going to spit fire at each other. I love it.
Oh, my God. But,
with all three of them declaring for the Rumble,
it's true. I do want to say we do have the list for who's declared for the Rumble as of Monday Night Raw. Obviously, there was some on SmackDown. John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Jay motherfucking Uso have all declared for the Royal Rumble. Yay!
Damn, that's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
Where am I at? Then Damian Priest is, he's walking in. We see Finn and JD walking together as well. And this is for the street fight match later on in the night. And then we also see Lyra Valkyria walking in, and Dakota Kai and Io walking in together for the women's finals Intercontinental Championship match. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, this match is interesting because we get Chad Gable, and he's got a mystery opponent. He's got a mystery luchador, and Michael Cole says right before the mystery opponent's music hit, he goes, "Maybe Gable should have a little more fear before coming up." Oh, this was before commercial. He goes fear, right? Well, hold on. Let me. So, as we come back from commercial, we see the debut of Penta El Cero Miedo, and remember, his name means zero fear. Well, I do want to say this could have been better, in my opinion. Could have been better.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out he hasn't wrestled a match since July, I believe, 26th. I'm going to double check that just to make sure, because I was talking with my dad about it. Where's it at? Okay, so this was Penta's last 3 matches, I'm pretty sure. So basically, I just text my dad. It comes off with wearing off the ring rust as well. His last match was July 26th in CMLL in a 6-person tag. His last tag match, which is just 2 of them, July 17th, and his last singles match was July 6th in a French promotion called BZW.
Damn.
So Penta hasn't wrestled since July. That's give or take 6 months. So he hasn't been in the ring in 6 months. Obviously, I can't say that um, he's been like not
Training.
training or anything,
Yeah.
but like yeah. But I wanted to watch this match, so I didn't really write any notes. Like I said, I wasn't fully like I was impressed, like because Pence has a different move set, but like you were like I texted you about, he's kind of got to switch to that WWE style of wrestling more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, love it or hate it, WWE has a very specific style of how they want their wrestlers to perform in the ring, where some moves you're not allowed to do, some moves have to be done a certain way. It's all about presentation and keeping people safe and not, inspiring people to kill each other outside of the ring, essentially.
Right.
Which was a lot of what Penta did in his offensive moves, was a lot of those sketchy, what WWE, I'm sorry, would consider sketchy moves. He would do package pile drivers on the apron. He wasn't allowed to do that. That was one of his signature moves. Um, he was allowed to do
Chelsea Green
Mexican
had one of those.
Destroyer. Yeah, right. Chelsea Green took that shit. He
He
was
did a
allowed to do
Mexican
the
destroyer in the
Canadian.
match.
Yeah, he did. That's what I said.
Oh,
He did do Mexican Destroyer in the match, which I'm really. Gable sold that shit like he got spiked like a fence post.
dude,
It
he
was
sold it like his
amazing.
fucking life depended on it.
It was amazing. And he did get made in Japan into the WWE, but it got renamed the Penta Driver, which I think is just a dumb name change in general. But made in Japan doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a name move. But Penta Driver just kind of sounds dumb and markety, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, but
But
I do want to
also,
say,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Actually, go ahead.
Okay, one final thing I'm gonna say about this. Thank you. I don't know if it was just because I was watching this on a delayed thing or not. I don't know how you experienced it watching it live, but thank you, Netflix, for giving me zero commercials during this match. It was freaking amazing.
I don't remember if there's commercials or not. I do want to see though. I'm saying this like it needs to happen. I'm not saying just you, Ryan. I'm saying wrestling fans everywhere expect to see Ray Phoenix in the coming months after WrestleMania. So I'm talking. So it's going to be May. We'll see. I think we'll see Ray in May, June, or July, somewhere in there. His contract's up with AEW, and I think it is July. So we might see him in August.
Ooh,
I just want to point that out.
SummerSlam.
How do you do that though?
I don't know. Do some
Because
kind of a tag match. Do some kind of like a big tag team ladder match where the Lucha Brothers enter as like a surprise tag team, Penta and Ray Phoenix. And then they win it, or something along the kind of like a Hardy Boys deal at WrestleMania, whatever it was when they debuted and won or returned and won the tag titles type deal.
So itnwwe.com. I don't know how valid this website is, but it says Ray Phoenix is signed until mid 2025, so June, July. Original deal was until September 2024, as per reports, but injury time was added to it.
Which was stupid. Especially if they're not going to use
Tony
him.
Khan was smart with that, but he's not that smart. So I do want to say though, Alexa Bliss does not have a contract signed right now. Did not know that. Well, we don't know if she does because they could be hiding it.
Right.
But last we knew, Bliss revealed in December 2020 that her contract with WWE has 3 to 3.5 years left. But more time could be added to her contract due to timeout with injury and pregnancy, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do want to say, expect to see Ray Phoenix in the incoming months. But I do want to say, after the match, get a nice little promo. You see Kathy Kelly with Penta, and she welcomes him to Raw. And she asks what this means to Penta, this entire moment. He goes, thank you, but I want to say something first. Thank you, San Jose. This is my new home. And he knows everyone has been waiting for this moment, but he wants to say something. The real truth. He's been waiting for this moment. Like his mic work could work, but I mean, obviously, I don't know how much mic work he did in AEW and other places.
It's also not his first language.
Yeah,
English isn't.
He starts speaking some Spanish, and the crowd goes fucking nuts. Like you were saying, English not being his first Spanish, or English not being his first language. And he says thank you in Spanish, and I wish I understood everything he said, but I don't remember exactly what he said. because I took Spanish. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, and I just wish I remember what I learned in Spanish, but I didn't pay attention, so that was my doing. Anyways, um, he knows this is a new era, right? This is the WWE era. Not only is this the Netflix era, this is the Penta new era. You know why? He goes, "Porque yo soy Penta Cero Miedo," meaning because I am Penta Cero Miedo. But he only goes by Penta,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of find weird because I think he owns the name El Cero Miedo.
Yeah, he does. Dude, WWE kind of goofed on this one as well. I don't know if you saw that, but they released the Penta merch literally like 12 hours before his debut on Raw. So if you went on WWE merch like 12 hours before Raw, you saw Penta masks and Penta shirts and shit like that.
Dude, this was the worst kept secret in a while.
Yeah, and Michael Cole said it. This is the
Yeah, literally
worst
on
kept
commentary.
secret in a long time.
But
But
hey,
I don't
it's
mind it,
worth.
honestly.
After this, though, we get Finn, JD, and Carlito all in the Judgment Day locker room. Liv and Raquel walk in, and Liv asks Finn if he's talking shit. Finn says, "No, I just know you'll get your title back, you know?" Finn was talking shit. Dom
Finn's
walks
always
in, though,
talking
with
shit.
flowers, trying to apologize after what happened last Monday with
Oh,
Rhea.
God.
And Liv goes, I'm not mad, but she ends up sending Dom on a bunch of tasks. Liv's fucking pissed. Liv
Liv's
is
fucking mad.
pissed. But Dom doesn't think she's mad, and JD says he's gonna go to Pierce for Damien. And Dom asks if Finn wants help, and Finn sends Dom to go get Liv's bags.
Damn. Judgment Day's about to implode, man. Again, this version of Judgment Day now is about to implode.
I did find it interesting, to say the least, because like this is a third rendition of Judgment Day, fourth.
Yeah, third.
What the fuck is Triple H doing with this group? Are you trying to stall time for Finn because you have a plan for Finn? Like, dude, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, that's what I kind of want to know. I mean, you kind of succeeded with the second and first rendition by making Damian Priest and Rhea
Rhea,
Ripley main
like the
event
main
stars
characters,
and
yeah.
turning Dominic into one of the most hated heels in the company. But now it's time to turn Finn into the main event guy. Like,
Finn should have been the main event guy a
why is
while
he
ago.
not world fucking champion right now, bro?
That crazy ass billionaire. Fuck, the crazy ass old 80-year-old billionaire doesn't know what stars are. He's
He
still
hurt his
stuck in the
shoulder one
80s.
time because of a fucking botched move. It must be Finn's fault. Can't put him in the main event again.
Like,
Stupid.
yeah, when Undertaker got hurt, he went straight to the hospital with him. Just saying. Granted, I
Craziness.
know Finn and Undertaker two different lengths in the company,
Craziness.
but those were two of your top stars. Or that's your top star. You can't fucking do that to him. I'm not saying ride to the hospital with him, but I'm more saying don't fucking just throw him off like he's a fucking like he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And so,
Nuts.
now we get into our counter argument of this whole thing with Corey Graves. Pat McAfee. It does a play-by-play of, I don't know if you saw this, but Eagles star Quinion Mitchell like had a touchdown, something, maybe, I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened. I didn't watch the game because I'm not an Eagles fan. But Quinion Mitchell hit a pedigree on his teammate. By the way, the first white cornerback to start in 20 years. Just want to point that out. Last one was New York Giants cornerback. I don't remember his name. And it was a botched ass pedigree. That shit was so funny. I don't know. Have you seen it at all?
No, I haven't.
I'm about to send it to you at some point. But I mean, dude, it was kind of interesting. But what I think the reason why I got so much like notice is because of Triple H. Triple H retweeted it saying, "There's a reason we say don't try this at home. Congrats on the win congrats on the win, Quinion and the Eagles." Which it was very very botched. It was
That's funny.
so, but we also see, I don't remember exactly what his shit is. Daniel Cormier though, he is um he is ringside. I think he's a UFC welterweight. I, that's why I don't. That's why I say I don't remember because I don't remember he's welterweight or what. But he was ringside. I went in our Raw,
Hmm.
and we saw him. And then we get Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. And Pat McAfee, as always, again, he relates to the fans. It's fight night, baby. See Braun Breaker
Fight
ringside throughout this
night.
match. And dude, honestly, like I'm tired of Sheamus versus Ludwig, but it's still so good.
Agreed. Like it's happening like every other like week
It's
at this
happening
point.
yeah, like do something different, but like it works, I guess.
But
That's what you
like
want to
when the
call it.
matches are that good, like
Yeah, I mean,
they'll
they put on banger after
after
banger
banger
after
after
banger after
banger.
Sheamus put on burger after burger
Burger
after
after
burger.
burger.
This
It
match was
was
great though.
very
Honestly,
fun.
I think I like it playing another more of the rivalry, but I don't like the idea that we've always done with these fucking mid card titles is have it be like a thing between like three people.
Yeah, I
Like, come
agree
on,
with that.
let's open this. We have more stars. Let's make this a bigger thing than what it is. I mean, Sheamus, he's got 15 years in the company now. Dude'll be fine without. He's got a Hall of Fame career already. He does not need the IC title. It'd be cool because he could be a Grand Slam champion, but he does not need the IC title.
Right. I
So,
think they're gonna run the Sheamus IC title thing until Mania, if
ooh,
anything.
that's interesting.
That's when I have a feeling. I think this is the year that he does win it, if any. Like honestly, I think Sheamus wins the IC title this year and completes that Grand Slam caveat. But to your point, where these mid card championships are nothing but 3-man feuds, I agree, and I don't like that at all. Um, I think like especially if we are going to add these women's championships in there, we need more singles feuds for these mid card
Right.
championships to make them feel more important.
I do like keeping Michin and Chelsea Green tied to it right now, but I think we need to start playing more into the Piper Niven Chelsea Green thing.
Yeah,
To be honest, who
to be
takes it off
honest.
Piper? Fuck it,
Jade Cargill,
Jade, Bianca. Honestly, if Bailey had a different finisher, I would choose Bailey.
Charlotte Flair,
Charlotte, Tiffy. Like you could do a lot with
Tibby
this.
time.
But we do talk about someone before Tiffy makes her entrance on Friday. So once we get to that. But I do say Seth Rollins is with Kathy Kelly though. And Rollins has a match next week against Drew and says that Drew has been needling him. He's been a needle in the side. And Drew didn't want Seth, but Seth says he goes Drew for WrestleMania 40. And then he walks into Sammy, and Sammy says he's open to talk about what happened, last week against CM Punk. And Rollins says, it was rough last week, Sammy. And says it was good for Sammy. Last week was good for Sammy as well. Sammy's confused. Rollins brings up what Sammy has done for Roman recently, and then asks Sammy if he's going to help Reigns or help himself after everything Roman's done to him, Jay, and Jimmy.
That one was a barb and a half. I was like, bro, why does Sammy
Rollins
catch
is
strays right now?
Sammy's going to be catching strays for a while. I hate to say it, but he's going to be.
Like, bro wasn't even on Raw last week.
Um,
Well, that he was. He helped Roman
yes,
Reigns.
I'll say
That's
yeah, he
so
was.
fucking stupid.
And then we see
Goldfish
Carlito
brain.
and JD. They were actually being interviewed during commercial though, and then this moves us right into the Miz and Karrion Cross. We learned the Y6 have been moved to SmackDown. So what the fuck was the point of this feud? Then I started thinking later on in the week, does the Final Testament follow the Y6? Because Cross starts accusing Miz, oh, you're the reason why they left. Da, 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 da. Sammy walks in and asks if Pierce in the office. Cross is trying to get in Sammy's head because of Roman, like kind of like Seth is. And Sammy calls Miz Cross's lackey. Miz has been world champion twice, though, more than Sammy will ever be. Sammy wants Miz tonight, and Miz goes, well, great, now we have to deal with him. Cross goes, we? And the whole
We?
idea why I think Final Testament goes to SmackDown is because Cross started accusing the Miz. Remember, Miz and Uncle Howdy actually used to be close to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
if we want to put it that way. So, I don't know. But I don't know what. So, say Miz retires. Like, I'm going to I want to ask you something. To say Miz retires, what role does he become in the company? Or does he just full blown step away from the company? What do you think?
Mm, I think you can have him be a manager if you wanted to. Um, I don't know. I mean, whatever he wants to do. But
Because he's
I
the
think he'd
Miz,
be
and
I think he'd be
he's
a really cool,
awesome.
awesome. He'd be a really cool like slimy heel manager though.
Oh God, he would.
If you're
Who
gonna
would
have
he,
him
who
do
would he
anything like
manage?
that. Could be someone like I don't. It would have to be like if anything, I would make him be like a Bobby the Brain Heenan type heel character,
That'd be
or
stupid.
what do you mean stupid?
Like stupid good. My bad.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I was gonna be like, what do you mean? He would be perfect for that. Where he's just this slimy little heel who hides behind two brutes. Like AOP is a perfect example for a tag team that he could be the backup, like or just the manager for. But I also like Paul Ellering as their manager right now.
Me too.
Um, War Raiders, if you wanted to turn them heel at some like this is obviously in the way future. If Miz, you don't know who is signed to the roster at that point, but as of right now, War Raiders would be a really
Yeah.
cool one if you want to turn them heel and have Miz be the brain behind their brawn.
Yeah. Honestly. So we after this though we see
Or
NXT champion. Oh, go ahead.
what you're about to talk about. He could just manage one person, and it could be this guy.
NXT star Oba Femi, who is our current NXT champion as well. He's ringside for the night. But this leads us right into Gunther, his promo. And he goes, so last week was a lot of interest. Gunther watched their debut on Raw on Netflix. He was impressed though. And he says when it came to the performances in the ring, he was less impressed. He goes, if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't have the roster that would have the high standards that I do. And who cares if you're head of the table or best in the world? Two feuds?
I like
What do you
that.
think?
I like that. Yes, 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 dude. Especially him calling out Roman head of the table. Oh, like that's crazy for Gunther to call out Roman.
Those promo battles would go crazy.
hmm But I find
He
it
goes, the only
interesting
thing
he's
that
calling out
matters.
Punk. And sorry,
No,
I
you're
didn't mean to
good.
cut you off there.
Go ahead.
I just find it interesting him calling out Punk now after Punk called out Gunther in the past. I really think that they're on a collision course right now.
Oh, that's interesting. And he goes, the only thing that matters is the World Heavyweight Championship. And then we get, oh, so! Yay! Come on
Yay!
now. And Jay comes out. He goes, did I hear you say someone needs to care about the World Heavyweight Championship? Yeet. Well, you're looking at him. Yeet. Main event. Yeet.
Yay!
Jay. Yeet.
Yay!
Uso. Yeet. You know,
Yay!
Drew's behind me. Yeet. Bloodline Family Drama behind me. Yeet. It's me now, Oos. Yeet. One on one Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeet. And
Yay!
and Gunther, you know, he goes, just to make sure, Jay, you're serious about this, right? And Jay does not say a word. All he does, he looks at the crowd, he goes, yeet. And Gunther admires his the courage. He said he would be naive if he thought he could hold on the World Heavyweight Championship forever. But Jay would also be naive to be the one to take it off Gunther. And Gunther says he's beat Jay twice for the Intercontinental Championship. Mind you, both of those times, Gunther's had help in some way. Whether he asked for it or not. Sorry, a second, drink my protein shake. Where am I at? So Gunther knows what Jay's capable of, and you know he thinks Jay's funny. You know he's entertaining, but he says he's going to expose Jay as a talented tag team wrestler that he is. He says Jay's not even on his level, and he goes, "To you, main event is a nickname. The main event, though, to Gunther is where he belongs." And Gunther tells Jay to stay out of his business, and Gunther says the choice is up to Jay for Saturday night's main event as he's walking away. You know, Jay kind of hits him with a, "Hey, yo, hold up, Gunther. You see, I do respect you. Everything you said is true. I'm not supposed to be, or he's not supposed to be here. He's just a tag guy. Jay was scared to do this shit alone, so that's why he came in with his brother. But he wakes up every day betting on himself. So at Saturday night's main event, you gonna respect me, Oos. When I beat your ass for the World Heavyweight Championship, it's not just a nickname. It's where I belong. If you want Jay Uso to be World Heavyweight Champion, Show this fool. 1, 2, 3. Yay! This shit, dude. I know it's not gonna happen, but like, imagine.
Imagine if a miracle happened at Saturday night's main event.
Like, like
Like,
I
so-
might cry.
I would, dude. I would cry for multiple reasons.
But here's my
One
thing.
of them would be for joy. One of them would be out of pure like, why?
Here's my thing. He's already declared for the Rumble, so we know he's gonna lose. Like, come on. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with all the Jey Uso fans. He's not winning this match. Not because he's not better than Gunther. Or anything. I mean, we all have our opinions. I mean, I like Jey Uso more than Gunther. Ryan, Gunther more than Jey Uso. But it's still the point of I'm gonna keep it buck with you. Jay's not winning.
It's unfortunate
I
he's
say.
not, but I'm
The
really
fan he
happy
wants
that
to
this
see
got
the
put on
logic
the
side. No.
card though.
Huh?
Yeah, nah. But with this getting added on, though, Saturday night's main event looks to be a pretty fun card. Like, I'm not gonna say like all timer. We've only got like 2 matches I think confirmed so far, but it looks like a pretty fun card so far.
I think 3 after SmackDown. I could be wrong.
Ooh, maybe I missed the other one then. My bad.
I don't know. I might be spit shot my ass. January 25th, Saturday nights. Main event match card. Oh, can't spell a match card yet. Does this have it? Let's see. This is MSN saying this. Right now we have just 2 matches: the IC title and the World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, you were right. So let me go back to this. All right. So after this, we get Dakota Kai and Lyra Valkyria. Kind of a little mixed in promo video. We've seen a lot of these recently, but Lyra starts it out. Says she knows the feeling of being on the cusp of greatness. We'll talk Queen of the Ring. Everything she's been through is for preparation, though. There's no room for fear. She's been walking and believing this has been her fate. She's ready to make history, and she predicts her win. And then Dakota Kai comes in. We see a replay of her being attacked by PFC. And, when she returned, she told the world she was ready to be champion. There was doubt. She's never wanted this more, though. She's never been more confident. She's not going to prove anyone wrong. And she's done with the past because it doesn't define her. And she predicts her win as well. We see Dakota Kai with Io Sky walking backstage and Lyra walking backstage for their match. I, again, was upset with this match outcome. But, Ryan, what do we think about the what do we think about this whole promo thing? Do we think what were your thoughts on this initially?
Initially I was like, oh my god, let's go Dakota! Like, I was rabid for Dakota to get this freaking win. But of course, we all know how it went. I was pretty fucking mad.
Agreed.
Because this whole promo thing had me fired up, like, especially for Dakota. Because it's like, bro, like you suffered through all these injuries, suffered through all this like pushback, and like you get to the finals, and everyone's rooting for her. And I understand giving the belt to either of them, like Lyra or Dakota. But it's like, just personally, I wanted Dakota.
Yeah.
I know you did too.
Yeah, we get into our match. So, Women's Intercontinental Championship Finals, Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai. We see Bayley ringside. And so, had this thought before anything. Does Bayley get involved and help Dakota Kai if Pure Future Control gets involved?
I think that's a. Ooh, actually, I didn't think about the layers to that, because that would be her helping damage control again then.
Exactly.
But they need someone else to even it out if Kairi Sane is injured right now.
And so is Asuka. Asuka's out.
Asuka's out for another 3 weeks, fingers crossed. No, 2 weeks or something like that, I think, at this point.
I hope Asuka makes her return at the Rumble.
I will be so happy.
I think she
Asuka's
does.
the one. I mean, after we saw the Charlotte Flair video on SmackDown, Asuka's the one that I'm hoping for the most now.
Yeah, honestly. So during this match, I did want to point out one more thing. Dakota Kai has a new theme. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did not notice that.
But Lyra gets a nice little suplex off the apron onto the outside. That shit was crazy. I noticed that Dakota's finishing move is the go to kick. I thought it was the Dakota. I like Dakota kicked more or Dakota
Yeah, I
kick
like that
more.
more.
So I
Dakota
don't really
kick.
know if there was just a change there or something. But I'm also pissed because now I need now after Lyra hit the Nightwing and pinned 1, 2, 3. I now need Dakota versus Lyra for the women's IC title.
Yeah, I agree.
But I also say this title to me is below the women's US simply because of presentation and hierarchy.
Hmm. I can agree with that statement full heartedly, and it's not just because I'm a Chelsea Green mark.
I'm more saying like this. It's not because Lyra has it and then Chelsea has like the popularity. No, just where the matches were and how it all happened.
Hmm.
You could have put this match on Raw on Netflix, but no, you didn't. You could have put the United States one on SmackDown, but no, you didn't. You did a Saturday Night's main event. So
Exactly.
what?
You made it feel important.
Right. So why not make this one feel important?
Exactly. Like the in-ring
So
quality, I would argue, in this match is better than the one Chelsea Green and Michin had. But I still feel like the women's US title match was more like this is a bigger title. This is more important. Like the women's US tournament felt more like a tournament because the semifinals happened the night before Saturday night's main event happened. So it made it feel more like a down to the wire who's going to make it to the finals because tomorrow's your next match. Instead, it was the semifinals where we found out it was Dakota versus Lyra, the Raw on Netflix debut, and then we get to settle the tournament. It's like we
yeah,
got like two some weeks in between it for us to just basically forget about it,
and you want to
essentially.
make Lyra a big star, why not do it on Raw?
Right. And she's a week. This is your weekly championship. The championship that is going to be defended on your weekly show by your champion who's going to be seen weekly. Why wouldn't you have her on the big debut of the weekly show? To the people that are going to be like, oh, this is our champion that we're going to see like every single. Well, Gunther might be the top champion on. Or I'm sorry. We're talking about the women's division. Or who was the champion? Rhea. While Rhea might be the top champion on Raw, Lyra is still the week to week person defending that belt, like on Raws and on the smaller shows and shit like that. While Rhea's more preserved for the PLEs.
Right.
Kind of ranted there. Sorry,
Which don't get me wrong,
I went off on one.
like realistically, Rhea is a bigger star than Lyra, but like you said, the argument there is it's not your stars, it's your title presentation.
Hmm.
So I mean, rare L from Triple H again. I mean, there's a lot of L's that we've talked about this week
There,
with Triple
yeah,
H, but I mean, again, you have those. Everyone's not perfect, but I do want to say a nice thing that I did like after this match was Dakota hugging Lyra.
yep,
But I was also really confused.
yeah, yeah. I liked it. I was still mad about it though. I was still mad. I was like, why the fuck? Like, kick her, fucking kick her in the shin or some shit. Fucking take it, run. It's
Right.
yours. Steal it, please. Pull a
I
Kevin
now just
Owens.
need this as a feud. Really.
Yeah. Even if you run it as a friendly, respectful feud after this hug that eventually turns bitter over the championship, I'd like that. That's a fucking story to your women's division, Triple H.
Honestly. Dude, and honestly, you know who I would have be the next champion if it's not Dakota? Or even after Dakota, if Dakota wins it?
Who?
Zoe Stark.
Ah, god damn it, you had my hopes up.
She, to me, looks like the best star to hold it. I mean, who would you have?
Asuka.
Besides, Asuka's not here. I'm talking about currently who's here.
She's gonna be though soon, so I would. In reality, uh, again, I'm gonna say
Maybe,
someone who's not there. Becky, you want to put it on someone who's gonna like build
right,
credibility for it, in my opinion. And Zoe
right. And
Stark is not that person.
I think Zoe Stark can with presentation, but now you gotta honestly, with the way she's been presented recently, no, but like the character she plays, like that killer character, 100%, I think it would do good.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
see. Maybe if
we've seen
maybe with her
though,
surrounded by PFC, maybe Sonya Deville surrounded by because she's kind of presented as the leader of PFC. you're gonna run that, then Zoe and Shannon can be her like bodyguards while she holds the title
Yeah, that's
type
true.
shit.
But I mean, there's also I'll probably not Zoe. I mean, if we're gonna put credibility to someone who's not here, put it on Asuka, put it on Becky.
I'd do
You know,
Becky. I would do
I
Becky,
would keep
especially
it.
with Lyra having it right now. I'd run that feud back.
Yes, honestly, I would be okay with the Io versus. Like, you honestly really could keep this from like in between overseas women. Like, because remember, Lyra's from Ireland, so is Becky. Asuka, I don't quote me on this. I believe Asuka's Japanese. She might be
Japan.
Chinese. I don't know. I
Japan.
know Io and Kyrie are both Japanese. Dakota Kai is from New Zealand. Like,
Carlito found that out the hard way.
no, you could honestly you could put it on Raquel, but I think Raquel's from here, but she's got Hispanic heritage. But point being, like, you could really keep it on. Like,
What about
the
Brea Bloody Ripley?
well, she's holding the world title right now. I think she
Yeah,
does hold the IC
you
title at
can't
some
have her
point.
hold anything other than the world title right now. She's red hot.
Yeah, she's too hot to be holding anything else. I mean, she could be a double champion. I'd be okay with that.
Oh, there you go. Then make her
Be
the
the
tag
first woman.
champs.
It would she be the first women's double champion in history?
Becky. Becky held the Raw and the SmackDown Women's
Oh
Championship at the same
yeah,
time
that's
after
right.
Mania 30
Well, I'm
whatever.
now. Well, I guess you can say now a world title and a mid card title.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've had a women's mid-card title, so yeah, it's the first time anyone would have held those two together.
Let's go, Rhea. I finally have some history. No, I'm kidding, dude. I saw this thing. It was like, um, your birthday, like your superstar or whatever. And I was checking it out, bro. Mine was fuck. Who was it? I don't remember who it was, but someone else. Like one of the other months was Rhea, and people kept putting, "I got Timu China."
God, Timu China is a crazy statement.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that to me is a little wild.
Oh my god, bro. Wow.
Um, then we see Finn getting ready for his match, which kind of makes me think what you could do with like Lyra or like anyone, basically Raquel with the IC title, because you went from one thing to another. I don't know.
Mhm.
But then there's Miz versus Sammy. You know, this match is pretty good, but I do want to point out at the end of the match, Sammy went for a haluva kick and then switched to a blue thunder bomb, which is supposedly the first blue thunder bomb win on the main roster. I
It's
don't know that.
not. It's not. There was one that happened before this.
Yeah, it was in NXT.
No, it was on the main roster. It was
It was on the
against
main
AJ
roster.
Styles. It was against AJ Styles, I think. Maybe there was one other time. I remember it because I flipped out about it because this move never fucking wins a match.
No, it doesn't.
So when it happens, I remember it. This happened
Yeah,
one other time on the main roster that I can remember. Oh my god. I flipped out. I flipped out. I'm not even gonna lie, because I watch a wrestling YouTuber who reviews like the weekly shows and stuff, and one of his like funny things that he says is that the Blue Thunder Bomb is the least devastating move in all of sports entertainment because it never wins a match and it never does any damage. And this time it won a match, so I was like, "Oh my god, it's crazy!"
that's true.
But yeah,
Probably though after this,
Sammy needs to go to SmackDown though, Loki.
honestly. Keep him on Raw if we're gonna keep Roman, because then you could drag Jimmy over. You already got three out
Actually,
of the four men.
I've got more I want to add on to this when we get to SmackDown. I've got a really big thing I want to add on to this.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Um. After this, though, we get Rhea Ripley walking backstage with her title, and she walks past Alpha Academy, and Otis and
God damn it,
Tozawa,
Otis.
dude, are
God damn
eyeballing the
it.
fuck out of Rhea, and Rhea's just soaking it all in. And I'm thinking, what the fuck does Buddy think of all this shit?
What is Buddy thinking right now over there? He's like, y'all can look, but I get to touch.
You can look, but you can't touch.
Ah.
Oh man, but This is where we learn about our Saturday night's main event matches that we talked about earlier. Sheamus versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship, and Gunther versus main event Jay Uso for the World
So no,
Heavyweight
you
Championship.
were right. There's three then, because one got confirmed on SmackDown. Remember, Strowman versus Fatu.
Jacob fought. Yeah, there was three. Yeah.
There's three. Yeah,
I'm so fucking excited for that match.
that's gonna be dude. Oh my god, it's gonna. They got three matches right now, and all three of them have. Well, you got Breaker versus Sheamus, which they're gonna beat the piss out of each other. You already know.
Yeah.
Gunther hits hard as shit, so he's gonna beat the crap out of Jay. And then imagine the collision that Strowman and Fatu are gonna have.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I need Samoa Joe over here to face
It's gonna be a
fucking
wild Saturday
Fatu.
night's main event.
Like, give me Jacob Fatu versus Samoa Joe more than
Oh
anything. I want it
god.
more than. Well, the only thing I want more than that is Brock Lesnar, but
Oh my
like,
god, dude. Don't tease me with that.
you,
I wish. I wish if I could go back and rewrite like any part of recent wrestling history, it would be erasing Brock Lesnar's involvement in all of that so he could still be on TV. Even if it was for 2 more years until he goes into retirement. Because in reality, I don't want Brock on my TV much longer. I just want him to have that retirement run
all
against
right.
Fatu. I want him against Gunther more than anything. And like those are just the two matches. The Gunther one's the big one that I'm sad about missing out on more
Mm-hmm.
than anything. But that's just that.
Oh yeah, I feel that. Like, I don't know. I just,
No, it is what it is. It's all
I,
allegedly. Allegedly, let's all remember this.
I'm so upset that
Allegedly,
he's
until
involved in
further
that
notice.
though. Like you fucked up. If that's true, you fucked up. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, where we at? We got Rhea Ripley though. Her cutting her promo. She goes, "Mommy is back on top," and she knows she might be like a broken record, but she wanted to remind the ones who forgot. She is Rhea Bloody Ripley, and she is now once again the women's world champion. Where we get the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, coming out, says she can't take this anymore. You know, she was in the back and she's getting showered with booze, just booze, dude. Boo, boo. She talked to Pierce though about the transfer window and says she has to bring her. She brought herself out here to talk to mommy, and she went out there to let Rhea and everyone else know that she'll be winning the Royal Rumble and she's going to take whatever title she wants. And Tiffy might think she's at the Tiffy top, and mommy might think she's on top. And Bailey over here, I don't know why she's here. Bailey's like, I live here, mind you. They're in San Jose. Bailey's from there. Or San Diego. I don't remember exactly. I think it was San Jose. And Nia goes, you would be from this poor dump of a town, and everyone should know that Nia is at the top of the division. If it's not you, it's not Tiffy, and it sure as heck ain't Bailey. Ooh, and then Bailey comes in. She goes, ooh, BBL Bailey is coming after me. And Bailey's like, oh, I haven't heard that one before. And Nia goes, it still works. And before Bailey even gets in the ring, I love this. She goes, with all due respect, mommy. Rhea's like, yeah, get the fuck in the ring. And she goes, this may not be my show, but this is my city. If you got something to say it to my face, you big old dumb idiot. I'm waiting for her to call her a bitch, dude. Just like,
Yeah, I want her to call her
oh
the
my god, I
bitch
want
right
Bailey to
then
drop
and
the
there.
bitch word again, dude.
Like, do it,
Um,
Bailey.
Nia shoves Bailey and Rhea though. Rhea ends up headbutting Nia, but Rhea gives Nia a boot out of the ring as well, where Bailey and Rhea are standing tall. Do we see a Rhea versus Bailey soon though?
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh my
Yes, because
god.
that would be. I really liked the idea. I had this idea, I think, like last WrestleMania 40 when Rhea versus Becky got announced. I really want to do this idea of Rhea and Bianca being the two women at the top of their respective divisions. And I want to run a storyline where fuck Sasha Banks for leaving WWE so that this can't happen. Sorry, but just fuck her for ruining the storyline for me. I wanted to do a storyline where Bianca and Rhea ran through all four of the four horsewomen, including Asuka, because she's the honorary fifth, I would say, even though that doesn't get shouted out enough. And then it ends with those two meeting at WrestleMania for the women's title. Hell, meet them for both of the women's title to crown an undisputed women's champion between the two
Dude,
of them.
no. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this
Fucking
undisputed
do
shit
it.
again.
Fucking do
Fucking
it.
no.
Fucking do it. Have Rhea go on a Roman Reigns run.
All right, Team China. Anyways,
Team China, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like
I'm
you don't love
kidding. We
Rhea
love
Ripley like
Rhea.
me.
Love Rhea. But we also learned next week that Hall of Famer JBL will be at Monday Night Raw, like you brought up earlier, Ryan. And WrestleMania rematch will have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. And we get a
I'm
promo
excited for
video
that.
for Damian versus Finn, where we see SummerSlam 2024, where it was known as the implosion of the Judgment Day. And Finn goes, Damian, I just want you to know, you brought this upon yourself. You betrayed the Judgment Day, and that all changed when you became champion. And he's going to wait till Damian's comfortable and almost forgets him, and Finn will be there to repeatedly stab Damian in the back again and again and again. Because watch out, because backstab Balor is about. And Damian, he goes, Finn, you wanted to always be about you. The same guy I thought was my brother. Finn, you are not my brother. He speaks some Spanish. And we see Damian costing Finn and JD the tag titles. And then we get a Damian and Finn stare off to close that out, which leads us right into our main event, the street fight. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. And Balor ambushes Priest to start the match. And at some point in the match, I got a fucking bloody nose. So I missed half the match. But I came back to a broken arrow to Balor from the stands to get him. That ends up with him on a stretcher. And Damian runs up the ramp and starts beating Carlito and JD. And then he starts beating Balor once he's on the stretcher, or while he's on the stretcher. And he pushes the stretcher to make Balor. And with all the force that he pushed, Balor ended up rolling in the ring. And dude, Priest is looking like a fucking killer here. Like, holy shit. But Carlito gives Priest a backstabber. JD wails on Priest, and JD and Carlito help Finn to hit a coup de grace. But the War Raiders come out to help Damian, and Damian screams, I am not my brother's keeper, before hitting the South of Heaven for the win.
Hopefully,
You, dude,
this is the end of it.
I think it will be. Until WrestleMania.
Until WrestleMania.
That's when everything's going to change again.
Yeah. I'm really hoping this is the end of the Damian Priest versus Judgment Day feud now. And I want Damian hopefully to move on to maybe run kind of a trios maybe thing with the War Raiders like you've been throwing out. I really like the idea of that. I think they look cool together.
Here's my thing. Damian's already been a part of a fucking faction.
Right.
He's been a single star for a while. He's been doing pretty solid as a single star. Why take him out?
Agreed. I agree with that point. So my question is,
I think it's always having
title?
That idea of,
IC title if he doesn't get moved to SmackDown?
Not yet. Because what I think he's going to do is he's going to try to go after Gunther for a third time.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he knows he's going to have to work his way. So what does he do? He wins the Elimination Chamber. Because he can't win the Rumble. He lost the Rumble. So what does he do? He goes and wins the Chamber. And after all this time, though, Gunther's just on Damian's on Gunther's tail this entire time. And this is when we see Damian hits or get his win at WrestleMania. I think Damian gets his WrestleMania moment a lot sooner than what a lot of people think he does. And for Gunther, losing his title twice at WrestleMania, okay, he lost it twice, 2 years in a row, the biggest stage of them all with his title. I would like to play more into the Gunther character we saw before he became this killer again. I want to see Gunther be the scared. I want to see Gunther be the scaredy cat again. But now he doesn't have a title. So what the fuck does he do? Don't know. Honestly, throw him in a feud with Kaiser. Like Gunther is lacking all these weeks, and Kaiser starts winning. Kaiser's like, well, you know what? You're losing. I'm winning. I guess that makes me the leader of the Judgment or the Imperium. And this is when they both have a feud against each other. I mean, they've been friends for their entire lives, but like, come on. I want to see them split up at least once.
Right.
So I don't know. But with Damian winning, I'm happy about it.
I like it, but I think it's all packed too soon. I think Triple H is trying to build Gunther as his version of Brock Lesnar, in my opinion. I think that Triple H looked at because let's be honest here, Triple H learned everything that he learned about booking from Vince McMahon. So I'm pretty sure
doing it better.
He's doing it so much better, which is part of this point. So he saw what Vince did with Lesnar. The thing that Lesnar did that turned him into this unstoppable final boss character throughout the 2010s, early 2020s, very early 2020s, was he beat the streak.
Mm-hmm.
And then he destroyed John Cena at SummerSlam. Gunther's version of that is going on a record breaking all time intercontinental title run, winning King of the Ring, and then immediately winning the World Championship. So I really think that this is
With the
kind
help
of
of Finn.
his, with the help, yes, I mean, you could, whatever, I mean, caveat to be damned. He's done it still, and now he's back to being established as this absolute dominant force on the roster, which I prefer. We have conflicting ideas on that, which is what conflicting ideas. This is why this works. We love it here. But where was I going? Something about Gunther being dominant. Yeah, WrestleMania is where I was getting to. I want him to hold that title until WrestleMania, or drop it earlier to Punk, preferably, when he then has the Goldberg match at WrestleMania. Because I just don't see Damian winning that chamber. I'm sorry. I
You
do see
don't?
the nah. I do see the third title match happening at Royal Rumble though, or Chamber. So I do see round 3 with Gunther happening on the road to WrestleMania on one of the
Well, we
PLEs.
only have one more spot open on the Rumble card.
We do?
Yeah, because there's 2 Rumble matches. There's gonna be 2 title matches. There's probably gonna be 2 title matches. But knowing this, we might see
Maybe.
Rhea versus
I was
Liv.
thinking that they might do 3 just because it's Triple H's go to, but yeah, Rumbles usually go hour plus. So they'll I
Well, the
don't know.
entrance takes minimum 45 minutes.
Right.
So do your math there.
Big maths. Big brain working. Who knows? Probably only 2 title matches, like you're saying. Doing the math like that.
I don't know, but I don't want it to be a full men's card. I want it to split
It shouldn't
evenly.
be.
Like that's why I'm
It definitely
saying.
shouldn't be. This is why throw Rhea on the card.
That's what I'm saying. Because you already have the WWE title match, so do the women's adjacent, the women's title match, or the women's world
Mm-hmm.
championship.
There you go.
So, but I do have one more thing before we get to SmackDown. NXT this week, we saw Bayley and Charlotte both at NXT. I think Bayley was ringside. I think Charlotte was backstage. I believe. So I'm saying, does this kind of hint closer and closer to Charlotte's return?
I
Um,
think 1000% with that one.
and so then I
Like,
also pointed out Shawn Michaels talked with Roxanne Perez backstage after she lost her title to Julia. And so, do we see a main roster debut in the Royal Rumble? And if so, do we see Bayley and Roxanne Perez having a promo? Or we also see Bayley and Roxanne Perez have a promo that ended NXT and it ended with Bayley getting slapped. So, I mean, we saw Roxanne this Friday as well. So, I mean, I think. Do you want to get into the idea more after we get to SmackDown?
um, probably yeah. I mean, we'll see her. I'm pretty sure she shows up in the main event match. She's seen in the crowd, but this is all definitely pointing toward. I don't want to say definitely because I don't want to sound like the smart ass that knows everything. But in terms of what you were saying about Charlotte earlier, the video on SmackDown kind of confirms that as well. Where yeah,
Yeah.
she's coming back in the Rumble. I'm pretty sure, and if not, where else? And in terms of Roxanne Perez, I definitely think this is all hinting towards her main roster come up because she's freaking ready, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, that's
Exciting
all I got.
times. The women's division is about to get freaking packed.
Oh
If
god, I'm
they,
so excited.
because like I imagine Trick Williams is probably going to get called up in the Rumble too. Ethan Page looks like he's ready. He had a thing with The Rock when last week, I'm pretty sure, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. I don't remember exactly. It was after. It was when The Rock went to Netflix. We all know that.
Yeah, that
But
was New
yeah.
Year's Evil.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking
Something
about.
like that.
But that's all I got for Raw and the little bit that I got from NXT this week. So I'm ready to get into SmackDown when you are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop right into SmackDown. The Blue Show itself opens with Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett walking through backstage and then through the crowd to the ringside area to start off SmackDown, and they welcome us to the show, as always. Then we cut to video of superstars walking in. We see WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton
It's Tiffy
herself walking
time
in.
all the time.
Hell yes, we see the role model Bailey. They are set for a women's title match tonight. We see Big Jimmy. Ooh,
Oh,
so. And we see Mello himself,
who
Carmelo.
misses
He misses sometimes.
all
Put
the
the
time?
fries in the bag, bro.
Put the fries in the bag, Mello.
The fries in the bag. Then we get the music of the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, who comes out and gets the hometown pop he deserves. 619 chants erupt, and he says, San Diego. Alex, can you please say that so I don't butcher it? I don't know no Spanish.
Bienvenidos.
Thank you very much. It would have been very offensive if I had done something very, very. I would have butchered that so hard. But welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. No cap, it feels great to be back home. He requested to be out here tonight to declare his entry for the 2025 Royal Rumble. So it just gets more and more stacked with the addition of Rey Mysterio. He then starts reminiscing on his Royal Rumble win and his WrestleMania win back in 2006 when he was the Rumble winner, at the time setting an all-time Rumble record for time in there. He then main evented WrestleMania 22 to be the World Heavyweight Champion. And he ain't gonna lie, the comp is very heavy this year. We got Drew McIntyre in there, got CM Punk,
Boo. Yeah.
yeah, we got Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
we got Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
and we got John Cena.
Yeah.
We
That's
love it. He's
exactly how the
on his
crowd
return.
reacted. Cheers
On his
for
return
everyone
tour.
but Drew.
Yeah, fuck Drew.
Fuck Drew.
Fuck you, Drew.
And your
Let's
chicken
go
strips.
back and remember when he won in 2006. He did it for a friend, and Eddie Guerrero chants erupt, and they fill the
Eddie.
arena.
Eddie. Eddie.
Eddie, Eddie, and perfect timing, as always, for the Canadian Dream himself, Kevin freaking Owens. I added the freaking in there. He's not actually called that, of course. He comes out in a shirt. If you saw it online, there was a post picture with him side by side with Dusty Rhodes, who had a shirt just like that, who said "American Dream, son of a plumber," and Kevin Owens said "Canadian Dream, son of a security camera or maintenance man," or something like that, or something. It was something along those lines. God damn.
Kevin's a clown.
Bro knows his wrestling though. Like, damn, when you're feuding with someone and the way you take weekly jabs at him is wearing his like remakes of his dad's shirt and shit like that. That's getting at him. I love Kevin Owens for that. Part of the reason why he's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. But you'll call me a glazer, whatever.
Look at his
He
dick.
that's crazy, man. Oh, he starts off and he says, "Ray, let me start off by saying I'm sorry about interrupting you." He says he had to come out here and he heard Ray. Wait, what?
I went to go find the shirt on Kevin Owens' Twitter because I think it's on there, and I get on and his fucking his like cover thing on his banner, whatever it is on X, is him giving the package pile driver to Cody Rhodes.
Oh my god. What a moment to be proud of.
Oh my god,
He commits.
he
Um,
did.
he says he had to come out here. He heard Ray talking about how he was going to win the Royal Rumble. There's a lot of people that Kevin respects, but very few as much as he respects Rey Mysterio. He's going as far as saying there's no one he respects as much as Ray, and he got to do things he dreamed of as a kid. Main evented WrestleMania against Stone Cold Steve Austin of all people. Main evented and won the tag team championships with Sami Zayn against the Usos at WrestleMania. And Then he starts hyping up the winged eagle belt around his shoulder, saying that he's the true WWE champion. And there's one thing he needs to accomplish. He wants to have a one-on-one match with the legendary Hall of Famer
Rey
Rey
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Kevin's rooting for Rey to win the Rumble, and he can't wait to see Rey beat all those other idiots, and he can't wait to see Rey pick him as the champion he faces at WrestleMania. Rey's looking at him all crazy though. He's like, Kevin, you know I'm all about challenges, but you're not really the champion, dude.
Oh God,
Rey
he's not.
means that with all due respect. And by the way, Kevin's face just drops when he says
Oh
that.
God.
Like his reaction was gold. He's like, "Oh, I love you, Ray," and then it looked like he got a knife plunged into his heart when he got told that. Uh, Ray means this with all due respect, though. Cody is the champion, but if Ray wins the Royal Rumble and Kevin wins the ladder match, then Ray would be more than glad to face Kevin for the championship. Kevin looks at me and goes, "I'm not the champion. I earned this championship. Does Cody Rhodes have you brainwashed too? Like, what do you have under there? Bleach blonde hair? Are you a Cody fan? You one of his marks?" Like, bro, the bleach blonde hair comment. I was like, shut up, bro. He kind
That
of did
sent
at
me
one
over.
point.
That sent me over.
I'm pretty sure he did, though, at one point. Or at least I know Dominic did. I remember Dominic with bleach blonde hair. Looking goofy as
Dom did
hell.
as a kid, yeah.
When he was involved in that ladder match when he made his wrestling
Yeah.
debut.
20 years in the biz.
20 years in the biz. Put some respect on that dude's name. Ray, though, he says Kevin is so delusional. Speaking of Dominic, actually, he says Kevin's acting so delusional that he is acting like Dominic. Kevin then tries attacking Ray, but he gets hit with, I'm pretty sure, Hurricane Rana is what it was, throwing him out of the ring. And Rey Mysterio stands tall.
God.
Rey Mysterio entering the Royal Rumble, man. I am freaking pumped about how stacked this card's going to be. Like,
Oh, I
Rumble's
am
already
too.
one of my favorite events
Dude,
of the year.
there's gonna be so many. I think there's gonna be so many returns because honestly, if I remember correctly, who's on commentary for the Royal Rumble? Isn't it Pat and Michael Cole?
Pretty
Just
sure.
because it's an
Let me see.
Indianapolis thing.
I would imagine Pat has to be on it. Yeah.
Um, show. I'm think. I'm thinking. Wade Barrett might make his return. Hear me out.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
There's been a lot of talks here recently. I mean, we talked about it a lot as well. I mean, I think we
Imagine
see it.
Drew McIntyre is in the Rumble, going absolutely ballistic, trying to actively trying to tear CM Punk's tricep and injure him again, take him out of WrestleMania, and then we get the clock countdown for the next entrance, and it's Wade Barrett.
Dude, I would go fucking nuts. I mean, obviously the odds are low, but I'm saying, dude, we've been teased a Drew McIntyre Wade Barrett feud. Why not fucking do it?
Yes. And then Wade doesn't even have to be in there for like very
He doesn't
long
have to be in there for
if
it.
you don't
No,
need.
he can be in there for like
I
maybe
would
like five
literally have him
minutes.
go in there, stare off with Drew, and then they can fight over the top rope, eliminating each other. Like,
Ooh,
and then that's the setup right there. Is that they eliminated each other from the Rumble because they just want to get at each other now at this point. At this
dude,
point, years I'm pretty sure a build up for this shit.
my dad gave me a Final Four. I want to see your opinion on this. Final Four for the Rumble. Regardless of Wade Barrett in being here or not, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. What do you think?
Drew, John, Punk, Rollins. I would. If anything, you could swap Seth out for Roman, in my opinion.
Really?
But I'm not against that Final Four. I don't know who my Final Four would be, but I do
Or
like
what if we
having
swapped out Drew for Roman or Roman for Drew?
either of those two would be easily swap out for Roman, in my opinion.
I think I would like Roman more than Drew, just because then you can have Roman and Seth go at it. Then you have Punk and Cena go at it, and then say Punk and Rollins both get eliminated. Roman and then Cena in the last two.
Dude.
But here's the
I've
thing.
got
Here's the
it.
thing.
I've got it.
Hold on. Hear me out. Here's the thing. We somehow are able to recreate the double elimination like what happened in 2005, but Triple H doesn't come out all pissed. You know what he says?
He doesn't tear his quads and sit there like a child.
No, he comes out and says, well, you know, you both fell on the floor at the same time. He says, fuck it. We're going to run the triple threat at WrestleMania.
That would be a really good one.
Hear me out.
I like the idea
Hear
of
me
doing
out.
that a lot.
Because we've had Roman versus Cena before. Those promo battles were, dude, when Cena fucking murdered him in that promo battle that he had.
Yeah.
It's called a promo, kid. Oh my god.
Promo, kid. If you want to be this big dog, you have to learn how to do one. Shut your mouth, John.
That he fucking, oh my god. Straight murdered Reigns. So that's what I'm thinking. That way everybody can be happy with the Roman and the Cena win. Because I want Cena to win the Rumble, to be honest. I want him to win 17 at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't do it at WrestleMania. I would wait until the end of his retirement tour, and I would do it in the retirement stretch. Then I would do it. Like, have him the way Sting did, have him close it out as world champion, and have him spend the entire retirement tour chasing it, if anything. But I like that final four. Have John get eliminated at some point. So it's Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk is your final three. Reigns, or at some point, Punk tosses Rollins over the top rope, and he's dangling on the apron. And then Punk is just like lying in the corner or some shit. Roman runs over, Superman punch to Rollins, but Rollins grabs him and drags him both out of the ring. So Rollins and Roman eliminate each other out of their pure hatred out of each other, giving Punk the win at WrestleMania.
That'd be cool.
Not the win at WrestleMania, but the win for going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, the win to go to WrestleMania. Yeah.
So Seth is looking around like, I just let Roman Reigns like distract me enough to give CM Punk of all people the win. And Reigns is like, I just let myself get distracted by Seth Rollins again, and it costed me everything again.
Dude, holy shit.
And then Punk is just sitting there like, fuck you both!
So do you think we get Cody Rhodes' opponent at Elimination Chamber then? Because Punk's definitely going after World Heavyweight Championship. He's not going after... Yeah. If he went after Cody's championship, that shit would be fucking dude. I would like it more than Punk versus Gunther.
Me too.
I'm so serious.
That's the dream. I
want Cody.
Unfucking real if Punk went after Cody, but I don't necessarily think Punk will face what's his face? Gunther. He could face Gunther could fight any star at Elimination Chamber and lose the title.
This is true.
What if he fights Roman at the Elimination Chamber?
He loses the title. That'd be nuts.
And loses the belt to Roman, and then it's Roman versus Punk for the World Heavyweight title at Mania.
Bro, that would be fucking crazy.
Like, that's a real possibility.
Punk's favor is Paul turning on Roman.
It's Paul turning on Roman. Bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We're cooking.
Okay. Wow. We went off on
a fucking tangent, but that was like dude.
We got Royal Rumble predictions. They're starting to get ironed out now.
They're starting to get hot.
It's getting hot, man. I'm excited. Moving on now, though, we get our women's tag team champions, Naomi and Bianca Belair. And Bianca asks if Naomi has any word on who attacked Jade about that, and Naomi says, nah. Around this time, Jade tweets out, "You sure about that?" Ooh.
Uh-oh. Naomi, what you not telling us?
Ooh.
Naomi hit the big booty onto Jade. She said, "Booty." And that's when Jade fell.
I swear to God, if that is the security camera footage that we get, and it's Naomi hitting the freaking rear view to knock Jade onto that car, I'm gonna die laughing.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Oh man, that would make a lot of people mad because they'd be like, "It's so unserious, it's so stupid for this feud." But damn it, that's what wrestling needs. That's what it's built off of. I would love that.
See, we got R-Truth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, god damn it, we gotta have the goofy stuff in there with the serious stuff. That's what makes pro wrestling so good, in my opinion.
Oh my god.
So if that does happen, I'll be pretty happy. Bianca,
Hmm.
though, she's confused, but says that they gotta keep pushing like they do. Bianca keeps apologizing for last week about the hair thing, and Naomi says they gonna get their get back on Nia and Candice because they got a match with them tonight. Naomi says that Bianca should wrap up her hair, though, and watch that thing. Bianca goes to wrap her hair, but almost hits Naomi again.
Uh-oh.
So Naomi might even be getting a little testy with Bianca here, based on that little comment.
Oh, she is. Bianca's just more worried about Jay, but she's also trying to focus on the titles, and Naomi's taking advantage of that.
And she's like, "Nah, we gotta lock in on these titles, man. Forget about Jade."
She's a bad bitch. Fuck the
Bad
bitch.
bitch. Now we get our GM Nick Aldis talking with Rey Mysterio, who wants a one-on-one match with Kevin Owens, which gets granted by Nick Aldis. We then see Cody Rhodes walk in, and he says that he would have been there if he wasn't getting cleared by medical. And Rey says that he needs to get well and heal up. Aldis tries to get Cody to sign a contract about a stipulation involving their WWE Championship match, which this is what I wanted to get into when you were on Raw, and I mentioned this. I'll talk about it when we get to Kevin Owens trying to get Kevin to sign it later, but I want to get back on
Okay.
this. Cody says that he won't sign this though until Kevin Owens signs it. Basically, like he reads it and he's like, "Did Kevin sign it?" Well, no. Well, I'm not signing it until Kevin signs it. Okay, well I'll go find Kevin. we'll find out how that went. Now we go to our first match. It is Nia Jax and Candice LeRae taking on Naomi and Bianca Belair. Not for titles or anything, just for bragging rights because they don't like each other. Nia and Candice attack Naomi and Jade, or Bianca, sorry, immediately after the bell, giving them a quick advantage. Nia takes out Naomi ringside. Nia gets tagged in and holds control for a while. But Nia eventually gets. God damn it, I hate trying to talk fast. Nia and Candice eventually get taken out by Naomi, though, and they mix it up for a while, and Naomi gets her shit wrecked until Belair gets the hot tag, taking out Candice. Nia then goes for a leg drop onto Bianca, but hits Candice, and Naomi hits her finisher for the win to LeRae. God damn.
Ah,
Sorry.
damn.
I'm still learning English. It's alright, y'all.
21 years old, still learning English.
Right, we're good.
Mind you, he's from the United States.
Oh, god damn it. I want to make a joke, but I can't because we're recording stuff.
That's crazy. All right.
Bailey is backstage now with Byron Saxton in an empty arena. Byron talks about the WWE Women's Championship, and Bailey says they all dream about being in the main event for a championship, and brings up her Royal Rumble and WrestleMania wins. She doesn't know if she fulfilled her purpose in the ring while she was champ, though. That's the only thing. We get a replay of SummerSlam 2024. I would kind of agree with that. Her championship run was kind of underwhelming, all in all.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you feel about it.
I felt like it was underwhelming as well.
I was pretty happy to see Nia get the title, honestly, at SummerSlam because her championship reign just felt better.
Oh, yeah.
Bailey goes on to give Tiffy her props and getting to the Tiffy top. Of course, it's Tiffy time all the time. Bailey says that tonight, though, is personal because Tiffy costed her championship, and now Bailey's going to do the same to her. Now we go to Michin backstage talking with BFAB, and basically both of them are bitching out Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And Piper comes in, the sparkly secret service agent herself, and the first lady of the WWE, Chelsea Green, starts talking her shit to Michin. God, I hope y'all saluted her when she came on screen, by the way.
Nope.
God damn it. Just let me glaze. BFAB says if it wasn't for your mall cop friend, which I fucking died at, bro, why did it make me think of Paul Blart Mall Cop? Like,
That's exactly what I thought.
no, no. Piper then steps in. BFAB challenges Piper to a match later on and says once she beats Piper, Chelsea needs to watch her back. Chelsea says to neutralize BFAB tonight to Piper, and we'll get to that. Well, it does get made official, so yeah. We love Chelsea Green. I do. We all do as American citizens, I think, at this time. It's a good thing to be patriotic and salute our champ. All right, y'all. Just come on now. Let's move on though. Jimmy Uso backstage. Jimmy Uso, Big Jim backstage, gives Jay his props for his championship match, getting that at Saturday Night's main event. He says tonight that he is him. He's taking a shot at Melo's nickname, calling himself him all the time.
Mind you, Melo does have some pretty fat misses here recently.
This low key being one of them. Didn't get it done. We get Melo coming out though. He's gonna cut a promo before the bell. He says, "Hey, Big Jim, let me get this straight. Roman's going to the Rumble. Jay has a championship match. What do you got? It seems like you're living in the shadow of your brother, who's living in the shadow of your cousin Roman Reigns, and
That shit was crazy.
your uncle. It's technically uncle, but they always call each other cousins, so you know what I mean. How you gonna take shots at me when you sitting on the bench? That one sent me. I was like, damn, how you gonna say Jimmy's on the bench? That's crazy. He says, lace up those shoes real tight, Unc, because I'm about to show you why Melo don't miss.
Does in fact miss.
He does in fact miss though. As we see this though, Jimmy throws Melo to the ring and wears his glasses to start. They mix it up. It's all fun. They're two phenomenal wrestlers. I think Jimmy Uso doesn't get nearly enough credit. He's, I would say, kind of overshadowed by Jay at this point, but that's just kind of because opportunities that each one has gotten. But Jimmy should be getting more of a push in 2025, in my
Hopefully.
opinion. Hopefully. But as things continue and go crazy, Jimmy hits an Uso in the wind flip, which I didn't even know that move was called that shit until it was called it on commentary or some shit. It was awesome.
Uso and the wind is crazy.
Both connect on a clothesline that turns them both into pinning each other in a double pin situation. They both kick out. Jimmy counters Melo with a pop-up Samoan drop. Jimmy goes for an Uso splash, but Melo reverses with a first 48. Melo then goes for nothing but net, but he's countered with a super kick midair. Love it when that happens. Looks like he gets decapitated. Jimmy then counters a roll-up. Later on, he hits a spear, goes for the Uso splash, but we see the Samoan werewolf and Tama Tonga show up. Jacob and Tama attack Jimmy in the corner, and Jacob runs from corner to corner, connecting with the hip attack. And Tama DDTs Jimmy. Melo tries to side with Jacob and Tama, which I thought was pretty funny, until Jacob just takes him out, basically eating the boy. Wrecks this guy. Jacob runs corner to corner and connects with another hip attack to Jimmy's face. And then we get Solo Sikoa coming out. Pretty sure it was marketed that he was making his return, wasn't it?
I think so, yes.
Oh, yes. We got Solo Sikoa coming out. But real quick before we get into that, what has happened to Melo? Like, at one point, he was in the midst of this red hot 7 series match with Andrade, going after the US title, and now he's missing. He's missing constantly.
As Wade Barrett was saying on commentary, do you know who the man who has the most misses in NBA history?
Who?
Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is also a 5-time champion.
I mean, he ain't
Just
wrong.
saying. So
He ain't wrong. But right
I still
now,
don't
I
like Melo
really
though.
would like to see Melo. I'd
You
really
know
like
what
to
I
see
want to see
Melo have a
though?
little bit more
What I'm
momentum.
pissed about that wasn't brought onto the main roster last year when Melo was drafted.
What?
Fucking him versus Trick, dude.
That shit will go crazy. If Trick comes
The main
out in
roster's
the
gonna go nuts
damn,
for Trick.
if Trick comes out in the Rumble and sets up a match with him and Melo at Mania, what are thoughts on that?
I think you could Mania this year. I think you could do Mania next year.
Hmm.
Well, hold on. We'll have 14 matches.
Yeah, no, no kidding. Well, 14 matches. How many championships?
14 matches, 11 championships.
Yeah.
But all 11 aren't shown on the card. Majority of them are. Well, no, hold on. No, they all are. Yeah, fuck. So now we have 11 championships. So that means we're only have 3 normal matches or 3 other stipulation matches. So
Hmm.
realistically, you could. What I want to see, and if they have to do it at nighttime for this or it doesn't work, Final Testament versus the Wyatt Six, because you could play in the light. You could play the lights into it a lot.
Yeah. I want
So
to see the
it
Uso
only,
entrance like that. I
huh?
want to see Jay's entrance like that, bro.
To
In an
oh my
open, in an open air, like, bro, it would have been so fucking cool if Jay had made an entrance during SummerSlam. Like, do
oh
you
my
realize how
god,
crazy all 50 some thousand of us would have gone? That would have been so fucking cool.
that shit would have lit up so fast.
Yeah.
It
Like, the
would have been as
lights.
nut. It obviously wouldn't be as big as Roman's return, but like, holy
The
fuck!
lights, though. We'd all be turning on them flashlights. Yay!
Yay!
In a
Yay!
stadium, an open air stadium, Jay's entrance, I'm sure, would be like out of this world good.
Oh, dude, it is.
There's a reason that they did it for like 6 minutes during the Raw Netflix show, which
They did it with with Travis Scott,
yeah,
but they also had
crazy.
they had WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
That match was at night, wasn't it?
I don't think it. Oh wait, was it open stadium? Was it open there? I can't remember.
Yeah, WrestleMania 40 was in the Eagle Stadium. That's an open air stadium. Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't realize that. But yeah, I remember how lit that one was. That was crazy.
So
Hell yeah. But now we go back to the ring. It is Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu hand Solo Mike. Crowd is continually booing Solo even through the commercial break. It's like Solo's getting Dominic level. He can't get one word out. Doesn't even really try to before he drops the mic and he just walks out through the crowd. And that's it. It's the last we see of Solo.
this
My
blew me.
prediction though,
I was surprised.
is that the next time we see Solo is January 27th, where he has to come out and acknowledge Roman Reigns like he said he would.
That's true.
He said he'd do it.
He did
So
say he
that's
would do
what. So
this.
that's my call. Is that the next time we see him is on Raw, where he has to hold that one up for Roman, and that's when Fatu snaps on him. Bah!
Bah!
Murks him. Bah! Murks him ass. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah. You know how it is.
Yeah.
He though, being Jacob Fatu, he walks up and he grabs the mic, looks around for a second, and he goes, "So this is what it comes to, huh? This is it, huh?" And at first I thought he was talking about Solo. Like, I thought he was yelling at Solo. Like, this is what it's come to. Like, this is all it is. Like, you're gonna walk out on us now. But turns out he was talking to the crowd. And he goes, "Man, I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm tired of the hate. You know, I'm tired of the envy. Even on my bad day, y'all still can't touch me. If I give a damn if y'all cheer us, I give a damn if y'all boo us." The one thing he didn't say anything is he had to yell "shut the hell up" to the crowd who was just chanting one thing: "What?
What?
I will not let you do. What
What?
is act like I never got mine?
What?
What? Y'all thought I was crazy. What?
What?
Y'all thought I was losing it. What?
What?
The crazy thing about this situation, what,
What?
is I'm just getting started." That's a scary thought, though. Fatu in control the whole time. He's not crazy at all. Maybe he is, depending on who you ask.
Fatu was crazy.
Then we get the megastar, though. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he attacks Jacob and Tama for a while. He gets the better of him. He's
He
holding his own.
does.
The Megastar stomping him. He's going for a BFT. Jacob's down in the corner, but then the numbers game gets the better of him, and it looks like they are about to wipe out the Megastar. But we hear Braun,
Braun.
and the monster of all monsters comes out. Tama Tonga tries jumping over the top rope and he gets caught and thrown into the barricade like he's a child. Braun
He
then
does.
gets
That shit was crazy.
that was nuts. Braun then gets into the ring and him and Jacob have a stare off and Fatu's tweaking out. He's moving, he's jiggling, he's jerking his head back and forth. He's on that Fatu shit, tweaking out. And it's about to go down monster versus werewolf. But Jacob pulls him out of the ring at the last second.
That shit
I
was
was
about to
like,
go crazy.
oh, you motherfuckers. You gonna tease me like that.
That shit was about to go crazy.
That shit was about to go crazy. It will go crazy, though, when, as we kind of talked about earlier, it does get made official for Saturday night's main event. I'm freaking pumped for that.
Too.
Oh my god, it's gonna be like monster versus monster. I hope they turn it into like no holds barred or some shit, man. Let them go crazy. We then see Los Garza backstage warming up for their match, and Santos goes, last week you exposed Pretty Deadly for the pretty little liars they are. Electra and Santos say they need to focus on the Motor City Machine Guns. There is never a red carpet for them. If they want respect, you have to take it, and that's what Legado does. Okay? Okay. They then go out there and they got a match with Motor City Machine Guns, like I just talked about, in this kind of like mini tag scramble like tournament shit, where I assume the at the end of this, someone's gonna get to be number one contenders for DIY's title.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of it all, we see Shelly and Berto start out trading shots and switches, and of course the teams mix it up quick. And Motor City Machine Guns goes crazy with the double team moves, but so does Los Garza. Kind of keeping up with them. It's pretty impressive. I like it. Chris Sabin, though, eventually gets a hot tag after kicking Angel, and Shelly starts going crazy on Berto, taking out Angel as well. Sable. God damn it. This is not the Attitude Era. Sabin gets tagged and hits a dragon screw on Berto, and Motor City Machine Guns cut the ring in half for a while. Angel and Berto, though, eventually hit a crazy double team move where Shelly was being held by Angel's arms while Sabin was on Angel's shoulders. Berto then hits a crazy kick for Motor City Machine Gun to fall. I don't even know what it was called. I don't even think it has a name. It was just a nuts one.
Mm-hmm.
Sabin, though, takes out Los Garza at some point in the ring, or out of the ring with a suicide dive. And Motor City Machine Guns go for a skull and bones when Pretty Deadly show up, but doesn't do really anything because Motor City Machine Gun still hits it for the win. And my only idea here is that this has to end with Machine Guns versus DIY at Saturday Night's Main Event or Royal Rumble. Most
I mean, you
likely.
know what I need? I need Pretty Deadly as tag team champions. I'm
Yes,
good. Yes,
boy.
boy. You know what? Then we get. You know what we get then?
What?
Pretty Deadly, the musical.
Musical. Hell yes.
And
Uh,
all the haters can't do nothing about it because they ain't champion and they are on God.
on God. Now we get to the point where I wanted to talk about this. It is Nick Aldis walking up to Kevin Owens, who's getting ready for his match with Rey Mysterio, and he tries to get the contract signed. Kevin doesn't sign it, and first of all, he looks at it and he goes, "Did Cody sign this?" And he goes, "No, Cody didn't sign it." Well, I'm not going to sign it if Cody doesn't sign it. Fucking children, I swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin doesn't trust Nick, and he says he wants to read the contract first. He wants Cody to sign it first. All this hoopla. And he says, "Nick, can't you get out of here? Can't you see I'm getting ready for my match? I'm taping my wrists." Like, bro, we love Kevin Owens here. At least I do. I don't care anymore. He's awesome. Point I wanted to get to, though, is that there is clearly something in this contract that neither of them like. And I believe that it is loser goes to Raw.
Ooh.
That's what I believe this whole hoopla is about.
Okay.
Where Nick is, sorry. And if Sammy doesn't get moved to SmackDown, which is kind of why this was kind of all connected, what I mentioned during Raw, is that's kind of how you can start building to the Kevin versus Sammy feud that I've been kind of throwing out into the ether trying to get made. I want that match at this year's Mania, especially with this version of Kevin Owens going psycho. I want Sammy to try to snap him back into reality. Um, I think the way to do that is with Sammy basically talking to um, Pierce. He was trying to get moved to SmackDown, but then this contract is basically going to move one of these two to Raw. And now the thing you can do is have Kevin lose and go to Raw to face Sammy, or you can go psycho with it and have Kevin win. And you can have him and Sammy for the WWE title at WrestleMania, which I don't even think is a bad call.
That's
It's out of nowhere. It's crazy.
out of left field, but I like it.
It's out of left field. It's out of nowhere. It's crazy. But would you personally be very upset if we all of a sudden pivoted to Kevin versus Sammy for the WWE Championship in this whole Kevin's
If
gone
it
psycho, but it's working for him?
if it made sense, yes. If you can make it make sense, then yes, 100%.
Hmm.
But it has to make sense in order for this to happen. If not,
It
I could
has to
wait till
make
like
sense.
next year, the year after.
And I think that these two can make it make sense, if anything. With the
Right.
people that are involved in it and the story that you can tell, I honestly think that it can make sense. But it's going to piss a lot of people off, so I don't think it's actually going
Oh
to
yeah.
happen.
Oh, it's gonna piss a lot of people off.
It wouldn't piss me off personally. I just really wanted to throw that idea out there to you to see your thoughts on it.
I like that.
But the main idea I wanted to get across on this is the idea that the clause in this contract is the loser goes to Raw and what that could potentially hold. But yeah, pretty exciting. But yeah, now we'll move on to
I
Piper
wonder if it's
Niven.
something else.
What do you think it could possibly be then?
I don't know, but
If
if
it's
it's
not that.
not that, they could pull something like your idea, like that's out left field. They could pull something else out of fucking right field and go completely off the wall with it too.
Right.
Like loser leaves WWE, and here's the thing: they they had the opportunity to appear on TNA. That's obviously not in the contract, but like because TNA just signed their deal with, or just announced their deal with WWE today.
Right. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong with saying that.
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know.
That'd be crazy though. Leave WWE. See Kevin
Yeah,
Owens show up and fight for the TNA World Title.
I think the TNA World Champion right now is Moose.
Oh, that was
I
Nick
think
Nemeth. Oh, Nick Nemeth.
it might be Nick. I might be
Nick
wrong.
Nemeth and Joe Hendry, I think, is challenging him for it right now. Which we need Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble.
I believe in Joe Hendry. I
I
believe in
believe
Joe
in Joe
Hendry.
Hendry.
From London and Paris to Tokyo. We're going from Scotland to Canada and Mexico. Yeah, you're right. They said, I believe in Joe
Oh,
Hendry.
yeah. Joe Hendry needs to be, especially if he becomes TNA
Oh,
World Heavyweight Champion.
Moose is the X Division champion. My
Uh,
bad.
Moose is a guy that I'm sure WWE wants on their roster like now, though. Moose is a
Mm-hmm.
beast.
Drew McIntyre versus
Drew
Moose.
McIntyre.
Versus Moose, run it back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. All right. Now we'll move on, though, to Piper Niven. She is with Chelsea Green, our United States Women's Champion. She is taking on BFAB, and during the match, BFAB starts out hot until Piper takes control, but BFAB stays one step ahead. But Piper gets sent outside, and Chelsea distracts BFAB enough for Piper to take control and hit the Piper driver for the win. Like that kind of like harps back to what I said about Penta way back in the beginning of this episode. Like, why are we just naming moves our name and then driver? I don't like.
It's true.
But
I'll give
Chelsea
you
and
that.
Piper attack BFAB after the match, only for Meechin to come out with a kendo stick, saving her. And I imagine we'll run that at some point. That tag match or Meechin versus Chelsea again. Some variation of it.
Yeah.
And we see Rey Mysterio walking backstage. He's getting ready for his match with Kevin Owens before we see Joe Tessitore get and he gives Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker, a tribute after his passing. An announcer at WrestleMania 3. He is a Hall of Famer, and a tribute video for Bob Uecker plays.
TNA has currently, like, not to get off topic, RIP Bob Uecker. But TNA has 9 former WWE stars
Really?
or WWE wrestlers, if you count AJ Francis or Top Dollar.
Top
But
dollar.
back on the Bob Uecker thing, yeah, I was actually kind of heartbroken by this because I mean he was the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers, but like he was. I heard hearing his voice when he played the games was nostalgia in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Now then, we move on to a promo video of Dude Perfect's. I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to be.
DBHQ3 video.
Damn straight. DPHQ3 video. I didn't know if that was abbreviation for something, but we see a bunch of stars. We see Cody Rhodes was there, and he was involved in a Nerf war.
They had
Pretty
him
interesting.
employed, and at 11:59 every day, they have a Nerf war for a minute
That's
up
pretty funny.
until yeah, it's pretty
That's
interesting.
pretty freaking awesome. uh, now we get a promo video of Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase, and streamer reaction shown. It's Tiffy time all the time, of course.
All the motherfucking time.
Tiffany Stratton is now backstage with Byron Saxton, and it's not history, it's Tiffstory. What are Tiffy's comments on the title match? Tiffy gives Bayley her flowers. Unlike Bayley, she doesn't need to recreate those moments because she is those moments. Because right now, it's Tiffy time. Toodles.
Toodles.
Toodles. And we get somewhat, honestly, of a dream match, I would say. A match that's never happened before for the first time one-on-one. Kevin Owens taking on Rey Mysterio.
Mysterio.
And of course, what could this be other than phenomenal, in my opinion? They counter each other's signature moves. They counter everything. It's hot action out of the gate. We get Kevin starting off hot against Rey, but he quickly gets countered. Kevin runs the ropes, sending Rey to the outside of the ring, and we go on for a little bit until a commercial hits and Kevin is in control. Rey sends Kevin shoulder first into the ring post, though, switching it all up. Later on, Rey sets up for a 619 for Kevin to counter with a super kick and hit a 5-star frog splash, mocking Eddie in the process. Rey, though, flips it all up on Kevin, but eventually gets it flipped on him, of course, because these two are just wrestling savants. Rey hits a 619 onto Kevin, though towards the end, after he reverses a Swanton bomb, KO bumps into the referee accidentally, quote unquote, and causing Rey to fall, hit his penis on the top turnbuckle, and he hits a power bomb for the win. Pop-up power bomb for the win, sorry. And after the match, KO kind of reaches out his hand, like he's gonna like shake. Sorry, did I say that right? Yeah, KO reaches out his hand for Rey to shake, and then of course attacks him, gives the boots to him, lifts him up like he's gonna give a package pile driver to him, but Cody Rhodes makes the save, and they start brawling before they're separated by security. And we've seen it, a couple times now. Cody runs the ring. They're not able to be separated. They keep brawling. They brawl throughout the arena. KO runs off through the crowd, though, and he stands tall in some boxes in the crowd. And Cody stands tall in the ring. I'm ready for this.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted Cody to get on the mic and start insulting the shit out of Kevin. Be like, "So you're gonna run like that? You're gonna run like a bitch?" Like
Yeah,
I was waiting on it.
yeah.
There's no mic.
I'm kind of. We've only got a couple weeks until the Royal Rumble, but I'm kind of tired of the constant like brawling and then running away and getting separated by security. But these two. But
I'm
I
good.
understand there's only so much you can do at this point with the rivalry. I get to.
I mean, yeah, but it's still kind of ass. I don't know. That's just me. Ryan,
Shit. Hello. Hello. Hello.
hello.
Hello.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, the point I was trying to say once again, I'm ready for the ladder match to happen at Royal Rumble because, as I'm pretty sure I've mentioned several times, it's gonna be nuts.
Oh God.
Now we come back from a commercial to see Cody and KO still brawling, or no, not still brawling. I'm sorry, it's a replay of them brawling. My dumbass. This then leads into Nick Aldis with Cody Rhodes, and Nick tries to be patient with Nick and Kevin, but Kevin doesn't trust Nick. Nick doesn't know what Cody is thinking anymore, so he made a call to San Antonio's own Shawn Michaels, the show stopper, the
Mr.
Heartbreak Kid.
WrestleMania. By the way, I think he has like a negative record at WrestleMania.
He does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Just point that out.
But every single one of them are a fucking banger.
Oh my God.
He announces that Shawn Michaels will moderate the contract signing.
That tells me there's something big in this contract.
Yeah, right? That's kind of like what. Also, this is kind of where I want to add on to it. So, not add on to it, I'm sorry. That misleads, but. You know how Hulk Hogan got that huge negative reaction last
Yeah.
week or something like that? And, you know how I don't know if you've noticed it, but I've noticed it. On this Saturday night's main event stuff, it has been heavily marketed with Hulk Hogan's face on it. Like this Saturday night's main event in particular has Hulk Hogan's face all over it in commercials
So what are
that
you
I've seen.
thinking?
I was thinking that Hulk Hogan was originally supposed to be the mediator for this before the negative
Well,
reaction
let
of
me
Raw
tell you
happened.
something, brother.
That's my opinion, is that originally Hulk Hogan was supposed to be in this spot and they're like, oh wait, they all hate him, so we need to send out Shawn instead.
Yeah.
That's my
Looking
idea.
it's a really bad reaction though.
That might be just me being hold on. That
That's you
might
being
just
realistic.
be me reading too much into it. Sorry. Can't talk
To
to
me, that's
kids.
you being realistic.
Yeah. Fair. Now we see the announcement for Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman being announced for Saturday night's main event. We see LA Knight versus Tama Tonga made official for next Friday. Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly made official for next Friday. Yes, boy!
Yes, boy.
Then Pretty Deadly walks into DIY box stage. God damn it. Backstage. And they admit that the plan didn't go as planned. And Champa hates people who are just happy to be here. Calls Pretty Deadly a joke. Says if they want a chance, they need to become men. Johnny says it's tough love, though. It's kind of good cop, bad cop type vibes here. Manipulation asses. Johnny's all sweet about it until Apollo Crews comes in, says helping DIY has gotten them nowhere. Johnny comes in and attacks Apollo then. And again, what is Apollo's role in all of this?
Don't
Like, why
know.
is he just here?
Why is he
Popping in and
here?
saying hi every now and then?
Why is he here? He's not worth being here.
Well, he is, but like, why is he in this spot? He's not doing anything.
Where's Ashante the Adonis and what's his nuts been? Let me ask you
I don't
about
know.
that.
I don't
They have
know.
yet to even appear on SmackDown.
Exactly. Like, oh man. I don't even know. But I'm pretty excited about what we see next. I think this is important, before Tiffany Stratton's entrance, we
But
see a
mind you,
vignette.
I do want to point out Bailey did come out before Tiffy did.
Yeah, so we already saw Bailey. Then we see this video. And at first, what is it? It's a video of somebody wearing pink standing in front of a jet. That's kind of the first thing we see. So it's like, oh my god, is it a video for Tiffy? No. It's not a video for the princess. It's a video for the real queen. Charlotte Flair gets a return vignette, and I believe that it's going to be the Royal Rumble where we see her. And
I do too.
actually, I don't think she wins Royal Rumble. Spoiler alert for my Rumble predictions.
I think she does.
I think she wins Elimination Chamber. That's my call. I think the Rumble winner goes after Rhea, and then Charlotte wins Chamber to go after Tiffy. But that's literally that's based on nothing. That's just my feel. That's just my gut feel. But then, as we're already talking about it, our main event, is the WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton, the champion, taking on Bayley. It's Tiffy's first ever title defense, and we see, as we kind of mentioned earlier, Roxanne Perez is in the crowd. She's kind of seen during Bayley's entrance. Kind of forgot to mention that, but yeah, she's there. She's saying hi. During the match, Tiffy starts it off hot. Our champion goes crazy until Bayley takes control, and Tiffy hits a Tiffy slap. Bayley sends the champ outside and comes back and we come back from commercial with Bayley in control again, sending Tiffy outside of the ring. Tiffy gains control in the ring until she makes Bayley take a face bump and a back bump on the apron. Bayley then gains momentum until she receives a right hand to the face, knocking her ass down. Tiffy gets Bayley under the apron cloth and hip attacks Bayley into the steel, which I thought was savage. Tiffy hits a swanton bomb and a power bomb onto Bayley, but doesn't get the win yet off of that pin, which lets Bayley get some momentum, hitting an elbow drop and locks in a front face lock on Tiffy. Bayley then later on hits a sunset flip power bomb to the champ in the corner and goes for a roast plant and gets countered with a cartwheel Alabama slam, which was damn insane, I thought. Tiffy's able to hit the prettiest moonsault ever for the win, though. First successful title defense and a tease for her first big challenger, I think.
I'm trying to figure out because I want to see if there's a pattern in how they've done this. Because I might be reading way too much into this as well. Hold on. When was the first women's Royal Rumble? First women's was 2018. Okay.
Yeah.
So what WrestleMania was 2018? That would have been 34.
Asuka won.
That sound right? Yeah.
Asuka,
So
yeah.
WrestleMania 34.
30,
WrestleMania 30.
30,
WrestleMania
3.
34. Oh, fuck. No. Because I want to know who. Yeah, I don't know. Because if there's a pattern, I want to say it's going to be the Women's World Championship. Then, if anything, if they go by 2023 on forward, because it was Women's World Championship, then it was WWE Women's Championship. So I don't know.
Who knows?
I might be reading too far into it as well.
But that's definitely what I'm kind of hoping for. If anything, like I really don't know who I would have Rhea fight at Mania. To be honest with you, like there's, and it's not because I can't think of anyone who should fight her. It's because there's too many people that can fight her at Mania. You have too many.
The two are pointing out to be the most right now are Nia and Liv.
Really?
Yeah. Nia.
Interesting.
Who do you got?
Becky or Io?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
I'd run the Becky rematch, or I would just run a phenomenal match between her and Io. And I've been preaching Asuka just for months at this point. I think that's the least realistic option. But again, it's the one that I really want the most.
Yeah.
I think Asuka versus Rhea would be is a dream match that I think a lot of people are sleeping on right now.
No, for sure. For sure. I did.
All in
I
all,
mean,
man.
yeah, I definitely am sleeping on it a little bit just because of like my personal like wants. I think Rhea finally solidifies this whole thing with Liv at WrestleMania because I think Liv's going to keep trying to being that. I think Liv's going to keep trying to be that thorn in Rhea's side all the way up until WrestleMania. And then WrestleMania is where we just cut it all off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where we see Dominic turn on Liv as well. Dominic goes babyface. No, he just goes face. Goes on his own shit.
No. I wouldn't have Dominic go face.
Dude, there was talks. Dominic. There was like rumors that I saw that there was like, ooh, is he gonna go face?
Better not. Fuck Dominic. Fuck that bitch. Little chicken nugget slut.
God. Chicken nugget slut. So
but
that's all I got, dude. Though.
Being said, yeah, you ready to hit the closeout?
Yeah, let's get it done.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for listening to the AR Wrestling Podcast. Coming up on two big shows over the next following weekends. We got Saturday night's main event and Royal Rumble coming up. Be on the lookout for predictions and reaction shows for both of those. Make sure y'all head over to our socials. X is AR Wrestling _. Instagram is AR _ Wrestling _. Make sure y'all head to Apple, iHeart, anywhere y'all get your podcasts from. Go to Podbean, of course. That's where we're mostly at. AR Wrestling Podcast in your search bar. Go into YouTube, put in AR Wrestling 1020. As always, hit the likes, hit the subscribe, turn on notifications. Ladies and gentlemen, try to stay warm out there in this killer weather if you're experiencing it, of course. And we will catch y'all next time. Thank you!
Thank you.